Hello and welcome to Pabbly. So guys, if you're using Google Calendar to manage all your important appointments, events and all your day-to-day tasks, here we have the top 10 things that you can automate related to Google Calendar with Pabbly Connect. Whether it can be adding the new event details into the Google Sheet or getting a WhatsApp reminder before some hours of each and every event or sending the same reminders via SMS, email or WhatsApp to the user with whom you have that event. All of these things can be automated and the possibilities are endless with the automation. So let's start with this complete step-by-step guide and understand how you can set up all of these 10 automations related to Google Calendar by yourself.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In this video, you are going to learn how to get automatic WhatsApp reminders from Google Calendars. So let's see what is happening here. So you have created events here in Google Calendar, and according to that events, you are going to send reminder messages on WhatsApp automatically. Now let's talk about the applications we are using. So guys, Google Calendar is a time management calendar application by Google in which you can create shareable calendars and mark on it important dates and events. And WhatsApp is a very widely used instant messaging applications, and as you guys already know about it. Now let's suppose that you have created a calendar here in Google Calendars and you created many events in that calendar which you are going to attend next week, next month or in next year, right? So you have many events lined up here in Google Calendar. So now you want to receive a reminder message here on WhatsApp about the events that you are going to attend and important meetings that you are going to attend which are marked in Google Calendar, right? Now to get this done, you have two ways. One is to manually go and check in Google Calendar which event you have on which date, and if any attendee is there along with you, you will deliver him a reminder message here on WhatsApp. Or you cannot deliver yourself a message, because if you see yourself in Google Calendar every time and check every time any new event, you are going to know it. But this process can be very repetitive and tiresome for you. So we have a better way for you. What if I tell you that all the events that you have created here in Google Calendar, the reminder message of that events get automatically delivered to you here on WhatsApp in a new message. Yes guys, this can happen, and this can be done by connecting Google Calendars with WhatsApp. But the issue is there is no direct connection or integration present between Google Calendar and WhatsApp. So to make this connection here, I am using a software called as Pabbly Connect. So guys, Pabbly Connect is an integration and automation software, and the best part of it is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge to make this connection between Google Calendars and WhatsApp. So now let me give you a demo on my screen of how this connection between Google Calendars and WhatsApp is going to work in real time. So guys, this is my Google Calendar here, and you can see I have these meetings in this week, right? So I have an annual general meeting at 23rd of September, and then an investors meet, and then a press conference. So these are the events I have created that I have to attend in these days, and today's date is 22nd of September, right? So I have scheduled a reminder for myself, and I'll have that reminder on my WhatsApp account one day before any meeting. All right, so I have a meeting on 23rd, so I have scheduled this automation like that. I receive a reminder message on WhatsApp on this date, that is today. So I have scheduled the time as a few minutes from now. So we'll wait for a few minutes, and then we will see if we receive a reminder message on WhatsApp or not. So guys, you can see we have received a new message on WhatsApp. So let's see what it is saying. So this is a message I have received, and it is saying, "Hello Akib Javed, this is just a friendly reminder that you have a meeting, annual general meeting on this date, 23/9/2021. So this is how a reminder will come to you when you make this automation. So I have a meeting on 23, annual general meeting, and today is the date of 22. So I have received a reminder message on WhatsApp for this meeting to attend one day before. Alright, now you guys are wondering how I managed to bring this message here without any manual compilation of the message. So guys, let me give you the easiest and quickest steps by which you can also make this connection or automation between Google Calendar and WhatsApp. So guys, these are the 3 easy steps by which you can also make this integration or automation between Google Calendars and WhatsApp. Alright, so step 1 is connect Pabbly Connect to Google Calendar. So first of all, we are going to open Pabbly Connect and connect our Google Calendar. Step 2 is collect the data from Google Calendar in Pabbly Connect. So in second step, we'll bring the data from our Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. Then step 3 is send the same data to Vati for sending a reminder message. So in the last step, we are going to send the collected data from Pabbly Connect to WhatsApp as a new message. And to do that, we are going to use another application called as Vati. So I'll tell you what Vati is later on in this video. First of all, switch back to our step 1 and open Pabbly Connect. So you have to open your browser first and type here Pabbly, that is pabbly.com. So this is the landing page of Pabbly. From here, put your cursor on this products and click on connect. Now from here, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes by clicking here on this sign up free button, which I have already done. So I'm clicking on sign in directly. So this is the all apps section of Pabbly. From here, you have to come to this connect panel and click on access now. And this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. To start working here, you have to create workflows like this. Alright, so I have all these workflows. So you can also create this by clicking here on create workflow button. So click on it. Then it will ask for a relevant name. So you can give it any name. So I am now giving it as Google Calendar to WhatsApp reminders. All right. Now I'm clicking on create. So as your workflow get created, you will find these two things, the trigger and the action. So Pabbly Connect work on these two things. Trigger says when this happens, action says Pabbly Connect do this. Alright, so as in our use case, a trigger would be events in Google Calendar and the action would be reminder messages on WhatsApp. Alright, so first of all, you have to click here on trigger, and from the choose app, you have to choose scheduler. So this is scheduler by Pabbly. Alright, so select it and then it will ask for how often you want to run your workflow. So I want to run this workflow every day. So Pabbly Connect will check the Google Calendar every day and send reminder accordingly if we have an event. So here it is asking for the time on which you want to send the reminder messages. So you have to put the time in UTC format. So this is called as universally converted time format, which lags behind IST format by 5 hours 30 minutes. So you have to convert IST to UTC format. So you just have to put it like this. Let's say we want to send reminders in the evening 7 p.m. So you have to put it like. So to enter the time of 7 p.m. you have to put 1:30. All right. So this is 7 p.m. in UTC format. So you can take the help of online IST to UTC converters for this task. After that, just click on save here. So we have scheduled the time and we have scheduled the reminders actually. Then in the action window, you have to click and you have to execute our first tab, which is to connect the Google Calendar. So from the choose app, you have to choose Google Calendar. So where it is here. Then in the action event, you have to select get all events. So you'll find get all events like this. Get all events. This is get all events. After this, click on connect. From here, click on add new connection and then click on connect with Google Calendar. So it will ask for the email ID by which your calendar is connected. So select that email ID. After this, it will ask for some access, which is completely safe. Just click on continue. And the authorization is successful. It is showing connected. That means we are connected to our Google Calendar. Now in the calendar field, when you click here, you will find this list. So this is the list of all the calendars I have in my Google Calendar. So let me show you. So here it is. This is my Google Calendar, and you can see I have created all these calendars for various purposes. So birthdays, reminders, tasks, my calendar. So this is my calendar in which I have created these events, and I want to connect this calendar only with my Pabbly Connect. All right. So when I click here, I'll find this calendar, my calendar, in this list also. So you just have to map your calendar from here only, like this. Right. Now, please toggle this simple response button to off. I'll tell you why we are doing this, and then click on save and send test request. So you can see it has captured this response. All right. So this was our second step. Let me show you. So the second step was to collect the data from Google Calendar in Pabbly Connect. So this is what we have just done, like this. I'll show you. So in Pabbly Connect, when I click here on save and send test request, this is the type of data that we have captured from Google Calendar. So it is showing the summary name is my calendar. So this is the calendar that we have selected, and it is showing the updated time. It is showing an array of data like this. You can also see this. It is showing the items like this. So this is called array of data. So why we have gathered this type of data? Because I have toggled this simple response button to off. So why we have done that, I'll tell you. Now you have to click on plus button, and from the choose app you have to choose a function by Pabbly which is called iterator, right? So this is iterator by Pabbly, and now it is asking for choose array. So when you click here, you will find this Google Calendar get all events option, and from here you will find this items array. So this is the array of data that we have captured. So what iterator will do, iterator will segregate this data into individual events, right? So iterator will segregate the data into individual events, and it takes one event at a time. All right. So it will look one event at a time, then schedule the workflow and send the reminder. Then it will take another event again, then send the reminder. Then it will look after another event. So it takes all the events from your calendar one by one. So this is the function of iterator by Pabbly. That's why we have gathered this data in this array format by toggling this button off, and now we are connecting iterator, and from the choose array we are choosing this items array. All right, so when I click here on save and send test request, you will see that it segregated our data like this. So now it is showing the data like this, and it is showing in the summary the name of the event is important presentation. So what Pabbly will do, it will take the first event that you have created in your calendar. All right, so I can show you in my calendar. This is my calendar. It is showing annual general meeting, investors meet, press conference, but it is not showing this meeting, important presentation. That means it is a meeting that we have created a few months before, or it is a first event that was created in my calendar. So you can also, I can show you this also. Let me go to my calendar and search for this event from here. So let's see if we have this. All right, so you can see I have created this important presentation meeting at 13th of August, Friday 2021. So let's see. So this is the same, I think this is the same event that Pabbly Connect have captured, and you can see. Right, so this is the same event that it has captured. So this was the first event created on this date. You can see December 8th of December, I think. Let's see the date also. 13th of August. All right. So August is the 8th month now. Right. So it is showing the same date here also. you can see 13/8/2021. So start date is 13/8, right? So it took the data of our first event. All right. Now iterator have segregated the data. Now what you have to do, you can see the start time or date here, it has captured in this format. So it has this T07. It is a pretty complicated format. So let's simplify this. Click on this plus event. Now I am introducing another function by Pabbly which is called text formatter. So I am applying text formatter here. This is text formatter. And from here in this action event, you have to choose split text and then click on connect. After this, it is asking for text to split. All right. So here in this field, you have to enter or map the data that you want to split. So we want to split this date. We do not want this thing here, T08, this, we do not want this. So in the start date. So click here and you will find this iterator by Pabbly option, and when you click here you will find the same data that we have segregated like this. So from here you can select this start date time, select it. Now it is asking for the separator. So we want to separate this date from this T, right? So put this T here like this, and in the segment index let it be first only, because we want this first data. So this is the first, then separated by T, then this is the second. So we want this date only. So select this first. Then when I click on 7 send test request here, you will see the data is splitted and we got only the date, right? Now the date we have here is in this YYMMDD format. So this is not a standard format. So let's change the format of the date also. Click here. Now let me introduce another function by Pabbly that is called datetime formatter. So DATE, datetime. So this is datetime formatter. Here it is. After this, in this action event, select here format date only. This is the option, format date only. Now click on connect, and here you have to map the date. So when you click here, you will find this option. Which option? This text formatter by Pabbly option, and you will see this date here only. So when you click here, this is the text formatter, and you will find the splitted date here. So just map it like this, and then it is asking for into which format you want to convert. So we want to convert it in simple MMDD YY format. So simple MMDD, this is simple MMDD YY format. So I'm selecting this, and you can leave it blank, it is not required. Just click on save and send test request here, and you will see the format is changed. Now it is showing the 8th month 13th of August 2021. So the format is changed into this standard. Now what I want to show you now is click on this plus button and another action window will appear, and from here you have to choose from the choose app date time formatter again. So why we are selecting date time formatter again, I'll tell you. And from this action event, you have to select modify current date. Modify current date. This is modify current date. Then click on connect. And select the basic format to MMDDYY only. Right? Now select the time zone to Asia, Kolkata. Asia. This is Asia. This is Asia. You will find Asia, Kolkata here. So this is Indian time zone. Select this time zone. And in the operation, select add. What I am doing is, let's suppose that today's date is, let me show you in the calendar. So this is the date of today, 22, and we have an event. Let me show in my calendar. So we have an event here So in this calendar, you can see we have a event tomorrow. So this is the today's date and we have an event tomorrow. So we do not have the data of this date in Pabbly Connect anywhere. You can see we have the date of a previous event like this, but we do not have the current date. Also, we do not have the date of tomorrow. So to bring the date of tomorrow, we are applying this date time formatter, selecting modify current date and adding a day more in the date. So when I add a day more in current date, what date will appear? The next date will appear. So we will got the date of next date. This is why we are doing this. So in this operation, select add unit days and here put the value as 1 only like this. And let's click on save and send test request. So you will see that this date is appear 23/9/2021. So this is the date of the event, right? So we got the date of the event. Now in Pabbly Connect, what you have to do, you have to click on this plus button again and the another action window will open up. And here you have to apply another function by Pabbly which is called number formatter. Number formatter. This is number formatter. And in the action event, you have to select spreadsheet formulas. So we are going to apply a spreadsheet formula here. So I'll tell you why we are doing this. So click on connect and this formula field will appear. So you can check the formula list from here by clicking here. And here you have to find the days formula, right? So this is the days formula and it is to compare two dates. So just copy this formula from here only. Like this, paste it here like this, and in the place of dates you have to map the dates. So which dates we are going to compare? We are going to compare the date of the event and the date we have modified. So you will find the data from here only. So in this first field, click here on the format date option and you will find the formatted date of the event like this. Then just erase this and then compare it with which date, the date that you have modified, and bring the date like this by adding a day one, right? Now click on save and send test request and it is showing this type of result -41 because this is the difference between these two dates. But in real time, when this workflow will run and the dates will got compared, when this result becomes 0, the workflow will continue. Now this will not continue because we have received the data of a previous event, the first event that I have entered in my calendar. And we got the date of event by adding this plus 1 day. So this is the date of upcoming event. So it is not matching. So it is showing this result. But when this result will become 0, the workflow will run. So do not worry about it. Now what you have to do is to click on this plus button again. And another action window will open up. And in that window, we'll apply a filter by Pabbly. So now from the choose app, choose your application as filter by Pabbly. This is filter. And now we are going to put a condition to run the workflow. So in this select label, select the label of the previous function, which is this date time format, or which is this number formatter in which we have compared the two dates. So you have to select this label, this result label. So you will find this label from the select label option. Select this number formatter label. You can see this result label. So when this result label equal to 0, now it is showing -41 now. But when this result will be equal to 0, the workflow will continue and the reminder will be sent, right? So when I click on save and send test request, it is showing the condition is false. So when this result here it will be equal to 0 and this we have applied a filter. So when this condition met true, the workflow will continue and the message will be delivered. Right. So now it is time for our final step. Let me show you the step. So our final step is send the same data to Vati for sending a reminder message. So now we are going to send the collected data of our events from Pabbly Connect to WhatsApp as a new reminder message. And to do this, we are going to use another application which is called Vati. So now I'll tell you what Vati is and how we are going to use it. So now in Pabbly Connect, click on this plus button again, and from the action window, choose your application as WATI, that is Vati. So now you guys are wondering why I'm using this application. So guys, to send messages on WhatsApp, you must have the access of WhatsApp's chat API. So guys, Vati is an application which have the access of WhatsApp's chat API. So by using this application, you can send messages on WhatsApp directly and very easily. So after selecting this application, select this action event as send template messages. Right, now this connect button will appear, click on it. And from this window, select this add new connection. And these fields will open up. So it is asking for an API endpoint and this access token. So from where you are going to find these things? So you have to go to Vati dashboard and click on this API docs option to find these two things. So let me bring you to my Vati account. So this is my Vati account. You can also set up your Vati account, and to do that, you can check our description box in which we have pasted a link of the video in which we have explained how to set up your Vati account. Alright, for now, I'm going to click on this hamburger type of icon you can see on the right hand side of broadcast like this. And here you will see this API docs option. So click on it. And you can see we have this access token and endpoint here. So just copy these things from here only like this and paste it in Pabbly Connect like this. Right. After this, click on save. So now it is showing connected. That means we are connected to Vati account. Alright, after this you will find these fields. So first field is the WhatsApp number. So here you have to manually enter the number of the person to whom you want to send the reminder messages. So in this case, we are going to send the reminder to the person who have created those events, right? So just enter the number manually like this. All right. Now it is asking for the template. So what is the template? Let me show you in my Vati account. So I'm going to this broadcast option here and clicking on this template messages option. So you can see we have these templates here. So what are these templates? Templates are nothing but the messages or predefined message structures that we are going to send to our customer or to anyone whom you want to send the message. All right. So let me open up one template for you. So this is our template. Here you can see the name of template, the category, the language, and this is the message body. So this is the type of message we are going to send. All right. So you can also create such templates by clicking here on new template message like this. Here you can enter the name of the template, select the category, choose the language, and here you can enter the body of the message. All right. After that, just save this template as draft, and after that, submit your template by clicking on this submit template button. After your template gets submitted, WhatsApp's parent company Facebook will review your template and get your template approved. Alright, so it takes 30 minutes to 2 days to get your template approved. Typically, it will be done in few hours. Alright, so as and when your template got approved like these templates, you can easily send messages to WhatsApp by using those templates. So in Pabbly Connect, it is asking for the template which you want to use. So when I click here, I'll find the list of all the approved templates I have in my Vati account like this. So these are the approved templates. And for this purpose, I am going to use this Remi WhatsApp template. So I'll find this template from here only. So just map this like this. And In the broadcast name, just put it like reminder. Now it is asking for the custom parameters. So what are these custom parameters? Let me show you the template. So this is our template. Here you can see, guys, we have some things in double curly braces, like the name, the meeting, and the date. So why we have put these things in double curly braces? Because these are the variable things of our message. Because the name of the person can change with each and every message. The meeting name can change. The date obviously is going to change, right, for every event. So these are the variable things which are going to change with every message. So to get these things changed dynamically, you have to map the values of these things here in Pabbly Connect in this format. All right. So in this custom parameters option, just follow this format. Just copy this format from here like this. Paste it here. And let me show you how many variables we have. So we have 1, 2, and 3 variables. So put this format 3 times. This is second time and another time like this. Now you have to enter the name of the name parameter first. So let's see the name of our parameter. First parameter is the name parameter only. So copy this from here, paste it here, and then map the value of this name. So you can find the value of this names if we have the data of the person whom we want to send the message. No, we do not have. We do not enter the data here in my calendar to the person who is going to attend the meeting. All right, so you can see it has the description, but we do not have the name of attendees. So if you have added the name of attendees in this calendar, when you make the calendar, you will find the data of the attendees also in this Pabbly Connect iterator option. But now as I do not have the attendee's name, so I am going to enter the attendee's name manually. So I am going to attend this meeting, so I am putting my name like this, right? So just like this, you can also map the values of other parameters also. So now I am entering the value of meeting. So this is the second variable we have in our templates. So you can enter the value of meeting from iterator only. So we have the name of the meeting. So this is important presentation meeting. So just map it from here only like this, right? This is how you can map the things which we have captured in the data in the iterator. And the other thing is the date. Copy this, put it here, enter the value of the date. So you'll find the date also from the iterator only. Or I have told you that I have converted the date into another format, so you can enter the formatted date which will look good. So this is the formatted date we have. So map it. So we are done mapping the custom parameters. Now when I click on save and send test request, this data will be delivered as a new message on WhatsApp. All right, so let me click here. And it is showing this type of response, you can see. And let's see if we receive any message or not. So let's see in the WhatsApp. So we have received another message like this. Hello Akib Javed, this is just a friendly reminder that you have a meeting important presentation on this date. All right, so this is the same meeting name, same date that we have received in the WhatsApp. All right, so this is how it is going to work. So we have checked this connection is working properly. Now let me give you a quick recap what we have done here. So it take a long time, but this is a worthy automation. This is very useful. So in the first tab, we scheduled our reminder messages like this by scheduler by Pabbly. Then we connected the Google Calendar. Then we applied the iterator to segregate the data of our calendar. Then we applied text formatter to split the date like this. You can see we splitted the date from this to this. Then we applied datetime formatter to change the format of the date in a standard format. Then we modified the current date and bring the date of the event like this by adding the day 1. After that, we compared the dates, and when the result will be equal to 0, it will filter it out when it will equal to 0. So we have the workflow will continue, right? And then we connected our Vati account to send the messages on WhatsApp. All right. So we are done here. Just click on save.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly Connect. So in this video we will learn how to integrate Google Sheets and Google Calendar. So our use case is pretty simple. When a new row is added in Google Sheet, it will automatically create an event in Google Calendar. Now Google Sheet is your favorite spreadsheet program, and Google Calendar is an awesome time management and scheduling software. So what we are going to do is, we are going to send the data from Google Sheet to Google Calendar. But there is one minor problem. There is no integration between Google Sheets and Google Calendar. So in cases like these, we need to bring a third app to properly connect them both. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Google Sheets and Google Calendar. And the best part of using Pabbly Connect is, there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen.
Okay, so to begin the process, first type pabbly.com in your browser. Pabbly.com. Press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. Here hover on products, and at the bottom you will find the option called as connect. Click on connect, and then just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also create your own free account in just 2 minutes. Here, I would like to mention one more thing, that Pabbly Connect offers a plan where this integration can be tried out absolutely free. So you just have to clone the template of its workflow, which is available in the description box. Once you clone the template, you will get immediate access to this amazing workflow in your account. Okay, so scroll down, and at the bottom you will find connect. Just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner you will find a button, create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I'm going to give it as Google Sheets to Google Calendar. Google Sheets to Google Calendar. And then just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Google Sheets? Because we want to send the data from Google Sheets, that is why. Okay, so now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new spreadsheet row? Okay, so new spreadsheet row is basically a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question: if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new spreadsheet row is created, then what action should be taken by the system? Actually, at present, we only have one trigger, that is new spreadsheet row for Google Sheet. Now, in case if you want more trigger of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com for the specific trigger that you want to build. Okay, so at present, I just want to send the data when a new spreadsheet row is made in Google Sheet. So basically, the gist of the process is we are just trying to integrate Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. So let's have a visit to our Google Sheet. So this is the Google Sheet I'm trying to integrate with Pabbly Connect. So the spreadsheet has been titled as Google Sheets to Google Calendar. Excellent. And these are the columns I have. So these are the columns: title, description, start date, end date, time zone, and I think guest. Okay, so these are the data in each of these columns. The title is interview with Robert Downey Jr. And the description is ask him why he had to die in Avengers and take his autograph. And the start date is from 26 January 2021, and the end date is also 26 January 2021. But there is a difference in time. So this is from 9:30, this is from 10:30. Okay, so as you can see, I have also prescribed the time zone, that is Asia Kolkata, and also I am bringing along with me Scarlett Johansson. So this is the email address of Scarlett Johansson in case if anyone wants. Okay, so basically to begin the integration, all we have to do is just click on add-ons. Okay, so when you click on add-ons, you have Pabbly Connect webhooks as the add-on. So in my case, Pabbly Connect webhook is already installed in my system. Now, since you are beginning, you might not have this add-on in your system. So just click on get add-ons. Okay, so when you click on get add-ons, G Suite Marketplace opens up. So in the search app, how about we make it as Pabbly Connect, because we want to install it. That is why. Okay, so as you can see, it is already installed in my system. When you click this, it will automatically get installed in your system. So I'm just closing this. Okay, and before you start begin the process of integration, after installing Pabbly Connect, do not forget to refresh the whole Google Sheet. Okay, so let me go back to add-ons. Let me go to Pabbly Connect webhooks and just click on this button, Initial Setup. Okay, so this is the window of initial setup. Here you have two blanks to fill, the webhook URL and the trigger column. Okay, so as you can see, this is the last data entry column. Okay, the column F is the last data entry column. So my point is, in the initial setup, we have two blanks to fill, the trigger column and the webhook URL. So in the trigger column, let's make it as F. So my point is very clear. The last data entry column is always the trigger column. In my case, the last data entry column was F. That is why I have mentioned the trigger column as F. Okay, so now we have to get the webhook URL. So to get the webhook URL, let's go to Pabbly Connect and copy this. This is the webhook URL you want. Copy this and simply paste it here. Okay, so at present, we have integrated Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. This means anytime a column F has been triggered, Pabbly Connect has to capture this data. So to ensure that Pabbly Connect captures this data, let me go to Pabbly Connect and click on this button, Capture Webhook Response. Click this. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for the data. So let me go to Google Sheet and just click on Send. Okay, so it is showing the data has been sent. So let's have a look in Pabbly Connect. Okay, so as you can see, these are all the details that is present here is being reflected from Google Sheet. So Google Sheet data has been captured by Pabbly Connect. So this is the webhook response. So the title is Interview with Robert Downey Jr. So this was the title. And this was the description, asked him why he had to die in Avengers and take his autograph. This is the start date, this is the end date, this is the time zone, and this is the guest that I will be bringing along, that is Scarlett Johansson. Okay, so all those details that is present here is being reflected here. Okay, so now we are ready to sync all this data to Google Calendar to create an event. So all you have to do is just scroll down and click on this button. Okay, so when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. This is called as the action window. So in the Choose app, how about we make it as Google Calendar? Google Calendar, okay, this one. Now in the action event, we just want to create an event. So we are selecting it as create an event. Now create an event is one of the action events I have. So there are many more action events like create calendar, update an event, delete event, list search events, and so on. All of them are a bunch of action events. Now, just like the triggers, if you don't find the action event according to your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build an action event for you. But at present, I just want to create an event in Google Calendar. Okay, so just click on Connect with Google Calendar. In the new credentials, just again click on Connect with Google Calendar. Okay, so as you can see, these are the series of Gmail accounts I have, and this particular Google Calendar is present in this account. So I'm selecting this account. Okay, so now Pabbly Connect is asking me to confirm my choice. So before you click on allow, let me tell you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. So on the basis of that trust, just click on allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Just click on OK. Okay, so in the calendar, it is showing holidays in India. So this is because I have a calendar that is holidays in India. I want to select this particular calendar called as Aaron Manuel. So I'm just going to calendar. I'm going to select this particular calendar. Okay, so this is the calendar I'm interested in. And in the title, we will start the process of mapping. So to begin the process of mapping, let me introduce you to this button. This is called as the mapping button. So when we click this, you will find the title, that is Interview with Robert Downey Jr. Okay, and then we have the blank for the description. We're just going to map it. This is the description. Okay, ask him why he had to die in Avengers and take his autograph. So the location, we don't have any details regarding the location. So I'm just going with this location, that is Bhopal. Okay, so this is the location. And then we have the start date time. Now, In my case, I didn't have any field for the location, so that is why it is not showing any data regarding this location. So I'm just manually entering the location as Bhopal. Okay. So similarly, we have this start date time and the end date time. So we just click on this button and just map the start date. Similarly, we have the end date time. We just click this and map the end date time. Okay, so the time zone. So it is already showing the time zone as Asia Kolkata. Now, if you are from some different time zone, all you have to click here and it will show all the list of time zone that is available. So basically, all I'm going to do here is just copy this and paste it here. Okay, and then the visibility, I'm keeping it as public. Now in the guest, as I mentioned before, I'm going to bring a person, that is Scarlett Johansson. So to enter the guest, we actually have a format. So all you have to do is copy this. Okay, only copy up to here. Okay, so in case if you are bringing a multiple guest, you can actually copy this up to here, but since I'm bringing only one guest, so I'm copying this part, pasting it here, and this is the way it should be done. So first of all, enter a pair of curly brackets, and inside the pair of curly brackets, enter double quotes. Inside the double quotes, enter the term called as email, and this is the default email it is showing. So I'm going to remove this. And here I'm going to map the email of the person that I'm bringing along. So this is Scarlett Johansson's email. So Scarlett Johansson is going to be with me. And then in the event recurrence rule, all we have to do is copy this part and paste it here. Okay, so basically it will create one-time event. Okay, so basically we have entered all the details. Okay, so just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing the data has been sent to Google Calendar. So let's have a look. So, okay, so the event was on. Okay, let me see the event. It was on 26th. Okay, so as you can see, there is an event called as interview with Robert Downey Jr. And the guest is Scarlett Johansson 123@gmail.com. Excellent. So the presence of this event shows that we have successfully integrated Google Sheets and Google Calendar with help of Pabbly Connect. So how about we double check if our integration is working fine or not. But before we do that, let me show you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm minimizing my action window. And also I have minimized my trigger window. Okay, so basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect, and then you have integrated Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Sheets and Google Calendar. So let me go to Google Sheet and let me make some more entries to create one more event in Google Calendar. But before we do that, there are two things I have to mention. First of all, let's click on submit and this window will vanish away. And let's go to this part called as add-ons. Click this. Go to Pabbly Connect webhooks once more, and this time just click on send on event. Okay, so this will ensure that anytime a new row is been added or updated, it will start sending the data. Okay, so we will make some more entry. So this time the interview is interview with Elon Musk, and the description is ask him why Tesla is so costly. I mean, it's really $70,000 and also it's really costly. Okay, so basically I'm just copying the start date, copy and paste it here. Okay, and going to make some variation in the time. So the time is it's on 26th, so I'm making it as on 28th. Okay, similarly for the end date, I'm just copying this whole part, paste it here, and again the end date is on 28th. So this time okay, how about we make changes in the hours. So this is from 6:30 and the end date time is on 7, it ends on 7:30. Okay, so the event is scheduled from 20th and it will end on 20th. The time zone I'm keeping it as Asia Kolkata. Okay, and I'm going to bring the person. Okay, so with Elon Musk, who will be better? How about we bring Bill Gates. Bill Gates 123@gmail.com. Okay, excellent. So so the last column, the trigger column, has been filled. So let's have a look in Google Calendar. Has it got the data or not? So let's have a look. Yes, there is an event that is scheduled for 20th. That is On 28th, interview with Elon Musk, and Bill Gates is the guest. Excellent. So our integration is working absolutely fine. This means anytime a new data has been updated or added in Google Sheet, it will be reflected as an event in Google Calendar. So in this video, we will learn how to automatically sync Google Sheets with Google Calendar in few minutes. So basically, we are going to start with a small example. So as you can see, this is my Google Sheet, and it has been titled Google Sheets to Google Events. So basically, the idea is that we make some entry here, and it will be reflected as an event in Google Calendar. So let me just show you. So I'm going to make a title by Gold. Okay, so this is the title by Gold, and the description is Gold is all-time low. And the idea is that I want to go long on gold from 13th or let's say 16th of May 2021 to let's say 19th of May 2021. Basically, I will be going on hold for gold for 3 days from 16th of May 2021 to 19th of May 2021. And the assignee is basically this guy. Let's say his name is Warren Buffett. Okay, 123@gmail.com. Okay, so basically we have entered the title by Gold, and this is the description. Gold is all-time low, and this is the start date, this is the end date, and this is the assignee. So basically the gist is an event will be created in Google Calendar. So let me just straight away take you to Google Calendar. So this is my Google Calendar, and the event has been scheduled for May. So this is May, and the scheduled event is from 16th to 19th. So let's have a look on 16th. Do we have the date of gold? Yes, buy gold. And as you can see, we have the assignee, that is Warren Buffett, and the description, gold is all-time low. So this event will continue up to 19th. So basically on 17th also we will have this event, 18th also we will have this event, and also on 19th we will have this event. But after 19th we won't have this event, that is buy gold. Okay, so basically this is the gist. You have basically entered some details in Google Sheets, and you have an event in Google Calendar. So your obvious question is, how did I do it? How did I manage to create an event in Google Calendar from the data present in Google Sheet? So basically, I have used an integration and automation software called as Pabbly Connect that has integrated Google Sheets and Google Calendar. Now the best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. Let me show you. So in the new tab, let me just type pabbly.com. So your obvious question is, why pabbly.com? Well, we have an app called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Google Sheets to Google Calendar. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Click on sign in. So your obvious question is, why are we working in incognito mode? Well, the answer is very simple. The integration of Google Sheets with Pabbly Connect involves, if it involves multiple Gmail accounts, there will be always the problem of authentication issues. So if you're someone who has multiple Gmail accounts and you're working to integrate Google Sheets to any other app, it's always advisable that you work in incognito mode. Otherwise, there will be problem of authentication. So this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Let me just scroll down, and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access Now. Okay, so basically at the top right corner, you will find a button, Create Workflow. Now before I create a new workflow, there is something I have to do. So as you can see, I have already integrated Google Sheets to Google Calendar Events 1. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to switch off this workflow. The reason I'm switching off this workflow is if I don't switch off this workflow and I create a new workflow, there will be the problem of duplication of results. For example, if we enter some data in Google Sheet, there will be 2 events because there are 2 workflows running. Okay, so that is why I have switched off this workflow. It is actually none of your concern because we are going to start from scratch by clicking on Create Workflow. Okay, so we are going to give a name to this workflow. So how about I give it as Google Sheets data to Google Calendar events. And let me just click on create. Of course, you can give any name according to your discretion. It's totally up to you. Now, as you can see, a window called as trigger window has appeared in front of you. Now, basically, we want to get all the details from our Google Sheet. So that is why I'm going to choose the app as Google Sheet. Google Sheet it is. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new spreadsheet row? Okay, so new spreadsheet row is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question, if this condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new spreadsheet row is added in Google Sheet, then what action should be taken by the system? Now at present we only have one trigger event. Now in case if you want more trigger events, approach the help section and go to Pabbly forums from there. And here you can make a request that you want so and so trigger events. Okay, so basically the gist is we are just trying to integrate Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect. So let me just straight away take it to Google Sheet. So this is my Google Sheet. It has been titled Event Creation in Google Calendar, a newly created Google Sheet. So as you can see, we have the columns, that is title, description, start date, end date, and the assignee. Basically the same details we had in our earlier Google Sheet. So we're going to integrate this Google Sheet to Pabbly Connect. So first of all, just click on add-ons. So when you click on add-ons, you will find Pabbly Connect webhooks in the drop-down. So in your case, Pabbly Connect webhooks might not have been installed yet. So all you have to do is just click on get add-ons. Okay, so basically when you click on get add-ons, Google Workspace Marketplace opens up in front of you. So basically in the search, just type Pabbly Connect webhooks. Pabbly Connect webhooks. Okay, so as you can see, it is already installed in my system. All you have to do is just click on this button and Pabbly Connect webhooks will be installed in your system also. Now there is something you have to know. After installing Pabbly Connect webhooks, do not forget to refresh your Google Sheet. I repeat again, after installing Pabbly Connect webhooks, do not forget to refresh your Google Sheet. So let me just cancel this. Going back to add-ons, clicking on Pabbly Connect webhooks, just let me click on initial setup. Okay, so before we discuss about initial setup, there is something I have to tell you. I actually forgot. So as you can see, the last data entry column is column E. Okay, so as you can see, the last data entry column is column E. Okay, this might come in handy. That is why I'm mentioning it. Okay, so let me just go back to initial setup. So this is the window of initial setup and we have two fields, the webhook URL as well as the trigger column. Okay, so let's describe the webhook URL first. So this is basically my webhook URL. I have copied it and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so we have entered it. Now coming to the trigger column. The trigger column is always the last data entry column. I repeat this again, the trigger column is always the last data entry column. In our case, the last data entry column is column E. So I am mentioning it column E. Let me just click on submit. Okay, there is something else you have to do. Go back to add-ons, clicking on Pabbly Connect webhooks and just click on send on event. So this will ensure that anytime the column E is filled, doesn't matter which row it is, it will keep sending on the data. Now since Pabbly Connect is integrated with this Google Sheet, let's check whether it is capable of capturing this data. Yes, so this rotating disk basically means that it is going to capture the data when we have entered the trigger column. Okay, so let's make some entry. So basically we are going to conduct some experiment now. So the title is by Silver. And the description is Silver is used for electronics. Okay, so we have to mention the start date. So I'm mentioning the start date from that is 16th of May 2021, and the end date I'm mentioning is 29th of May 2021, and the assignee is basically okay Bill Gates 789@gmail.com. Okay, so we have set the assignee. So basically the trigger column has been filled. So let's have a look whether Pabbly Connect has captured this detail or not. Okay, so it is showing waiting for the data. Yes, the data has been captured. So the title is by Silver, and then we have the description, Silver is used for electronics. Similarly, we have the start date, okay, that is 16th of May 2021, and this is the end date, 29th of May 2021. Excellent. So using all these details and as well as the assignee, we are going to create an event in Google Calendar. So let's introduce one more window. So this window is called as the action window. So now in the choose app, how about to make it as Google Calendar? Google Calendar it is. Now in the action event, how about we make it as create an event? Okay, so let me just click on connect. In the new connection name, let me just click on connect with Google Calendar. Okay, so there's only one account, so I'm selecting this one. And let me just confirm my choice. So before I click on allow, let me just tell you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. So on the basis of that trust, let me just press allow. Okay, so the authorization is successful, just press OK. So there is something I have to show. Before we create an event, I am going to show you something. So as you can see, we have the start date as well as the end date. Okay, so these are the two fields that you have to fill at any cost because these two fields are required. Unless without them, you can't really create an event. Now it is demanding a particular format. So as you can see, this is the format. Okay, so basically you have the year, the month and the day, and after that you have the time. Okay, similarly for the end date, you have the year, month, day, time. Okay, so basically it's known as the UTC format. And the unique thing about this UTC format is that it has a letter T in between it. So basically you want this format to be inputted here. So what I'm going to do here is, there is something you should know. Actually, this is not in UTC format. The start date or the end date is not in UTC format. So first of all, we are going to convert each of them into UTC format. It's actually pretty easy. So first of all, I'm going to convert the start date. So this is how you do it. You introduce one more action window. And in the choose app, how about we make it as date time formatter? Because we actually want to format the date. Now in the action event, how about we just make it as format date only? Then click on connect. Okay, so we have to map the date. So this is my date. So this is something that will come from the first accordion and we have mapped it. Easy. Okay, now we want to convert into the UTC format. So as I mentioned, the one way to recognize the UTC format is just type the letter T. Okay, so as you can see, this is the format that we want. So as you can see, it has the letter T. We have selected it. Now, from format is already this. This is the format, that is day, month and year. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so the from format is ready. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, the UTC format for the start date is ready. That is 16th of May 2021. And again, we are going to introduce one more window. So this time we are going to format the due date. So format date time formatter. Okay, this one. Now in the action event, how about we make it as format date only? Then let me just click on connect. So first of all, we have to mention the date. So this is the date. Okay, so this is the end date. We have mapped it. And then we have the time. So let me just type T and we have the UTC format. Easy. And as I mentioned before, this is the from format, that is day, month and year. So basically we are going to convert the day, month and year format into UTC format. So that is why I have mentioned from format as day, month and year. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so our UTC format for the due date or the end date is ready. So basically now we are ready to sync all our details to create an event in Google Calendar. So let me just click on connect once again and let me just click on save. So this will ensure that the data that we have recently created comes in this window also. So so as you can see, we have this field that is calendar. And when we click here, we will find all the fields that is present in my Google Calendar. Basically, these are all the calendars that is present in my Google Calendar. Now I'm interested in one particular calendar. Let's say, how about this one? Blue Book. I'm selecting this one. Okay. So the calendar that I'm interested is Blue Book. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click the event, click the calendar as Blue Book here also. Okay. Now let's start mapping. So this is how you map the title. Okay. The title is by Silver. And this is the description. So this is the description. Silver is used for electronics. The location, I'm just going to completely ignore it. Okay, so basically I have just ignored the location, but in case if you want, you can just enter any location according to your choice. Now in case of the start date, so this is how you enter the start date. Okay, so we are planning to enter the start date, but this is kind of wrong. Okay, because I have mentioned we want a particular format and this is how you enter the format. This is the one. Okay, start date. Now similarly, we have the data for the end date and this is the end date. We have mapped it. Now coming to the time zone. So this is how you map the time zone. Okay. So I'm from Asia, Kolkata. That is why I'm mentioning the time zone as Asia, Kolkata. Now if you are from different time zone, you can click here and check out your time zone and just type or paste that time zone here. Now in case of visibility, I'm keeping it as public. Now in case of guest, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to copy this. Okay, basically we want to enter the assignee. So this is how you do it. Paste this code. Okay, and let me just remove this. And inside this, we are going to map the assignee, that is Bill Gates, 89@gmail.com. Now, in case of the event recurrence rule, now we just want to make sure that this event only happen once, okay, once in a year. So this event happens once in a year. So we have practically used this code, okay, and we have mapped it. Okay, so basically we are ready to create an event in Google Calendar. All we have to do is just click on save and send test request. Okay, so I think we have a very positive API response. So let me just take you to Google Calendar. First of all, let's check when is the start date as well as the due date. That is from the 16th of May to 29th of May. So let's have a look. Do we have 16th of May? 16th of May. So 16th of May, yeah, 16th of May. And the due date was 29th of May. Okay, so let's explore on 15th of May. Do we have the date? Nope, we don't have the event. So let's explore on 30th. Nope, we don't have the event. So on 17th, yes. 19th, yes. 21, yes. So basically from 16 to 19 we will have the event, that is by silver. Excellent. So the presence of this event in Google Calendar shows that we have successfully integrated Google Sheets and Google Calendar with help of Pabbly Connect. Now before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So here I'm going to minimize this action window, going to minimize this action window, going to minimize this action window, and I'm going to minimize the trigger window. So basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Google Sheets to Pabbly Connect, and then you have introduced the datetime formatter. The reason of introducing datetime formatter is we have to convert the start date into the UTC format. Similarly, we have used another datetime formatter to convert the due date into UTC format. Now we have the action event, that is integration of Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. So to create an event. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Sheets and Google Calendar. Excellent.
Hello everyone. So in this video, we will learn how to sync Calendly and Google Calendar. So imagine this, you have scheduled an event in Calendly. Let's say chemistry class. And every time an invitee is created for this chemistry class, you want to schedule an event in Google Calendar also. So here you have two choices. The first choice is you copy all the details of the invitee from Calendly, sort them out individually, and manually create an event in Google Calendar. Now the problem with this approach is it's actually very repetitive and tiresome. So I would suggest that you bring in some automation, so that whenever a new invitee is created in Calendly, it will automatically add an event in Google Calendar. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Calendly and Google Calendar. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen. Okay, so we will begin with a small example. So this is my Calendly account, and let's say I have scheduled an event called as chemistry lecture. So imagine a guy called as Aaron Manuel is going to fix an event with me. So this is actually a phone call event. So he is going to schedule the event on 9 a.m. That is on April 21. Okay, so let me just click on confirm. Okay, so as I mentioned, a guy called as Aaron Manuel is scheduling this event. Okay, so this is the email of Aaron Manuel and this is the phone number. So let me just click on schedule an event. Okay, so a guy called as Aaron Manuel has scheduled an event with me. My name is actually Darius. Okay, so a guy called as Aaron Manuel has scheduled the event. So this event is from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, April 2021. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to look into my Google Calendar. Okay, so let me just go to Google Calendar and let me just click on April 21. Yes, we do have the event, that is chemistry lecture 9 a.m. So let's explore. So as you can see, it is showing the chemistry lecture Wednesday, April 21, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. once, and there are two guests waiting, Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. So what are these? So we will deal with them later. Now coming to the name, so the name is Aaron Manuel. This is the email address, aaronmanuel1991@gmail.com. So basically this is what we want to do. Anytime a new event is scheduled in Calendly, it will be reflected as an event in Google Calendar. Now to begin the actual integration process, we are just going to open a new tab, and in the browser we are just going to type pabbly.com. Pabbly.com it is. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. Here just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your own free account in just 2 minutes. So let me just scroll down, and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access Now. Okay, so
as you can see here, we have already made a workflow, that is Calendly integration. Now, to avoid the repetition of the data, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to toggle this to the left so that I can switch it off. I have switched off this workflow, and I'm just going to click on create a workflow. Okay, so this thing should not really concern you because you haven't really created a workflow. We are going to create a new workflow from scratch. So let me just click on create workflow. Okay, so we have to give a name to this workflow. I'm going to give it as Calendly to Google Calendar. Calendly to Google Calendar. Okay, so let me just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Calendly? Calendly it is. Okay. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as invitee created? Invitee created is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new invitee is created, then what action should be taken by the system? Now at present we only have two trigger events, that is invitee created and invitee cancelled. Now in case if you want more triggers of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build a trigger event for you. But at present, I just want to send the data when a new invitee is created in Calendly. So what are we going to do here is we're just trying to integrate Calendly to Pabbly Connect. So let me just click on connect with Calendly. Okay, so in the new credentials, we have to fill in the API key. So to get the API key, let's have a visit to Calendly. Okay, this is the home page. So here you will find the option called as integration. I'm just going to open this in a new tab. Okay, so this is your API key. I'm just going to click on copy key and I'm just going to paste it here. Easy. Okay, so let me just click on save. Okay, so as you can see, we do have the webhook URL. Now, in the usual cases, what we usually do here is we basically copy this webhook URL and paste it in the triggering app. Our triggering app is Calendly. But here we are not going to do that. All we are going to do here is we are just going to click on save and send test request. So when I click on save and send test request, it will integrate Calendly to Pabbly Connect. So let me do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is giving me some sort of ID. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on capture webhook response. So this will ensure that anytime a new event is scheduled in Calendly, the data will be captured by Pabbly Connect. Let me do that. Okay. So it is showing it is waiting for the data. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to Calendly homepage. Okay, and I'm going to schedule the event. So the chemistry lecture, let's go to the booking page. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to select a slot, let's say on 15th. Okay, it's from 9 a.m. Let me just click on confirm. So these are the details of the person. So this time we are going with this guy called as Lucent William. So this is the phone number, this is the email address. And okay, so if you want to add in description, we can add something like hello, bring your notes, class notes, something like that. And let me just click on schedule event. Okay, so as you can see, the chemistry lecture has been confirmed. Okay, so the event is scheduled from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check in Pabbly Connect whether we have received the data of this person called as Lucent William and the event that has been scheduled. Okay, so as you can see, the event has been scheduled, the invitee has been created. So the event is a chemistry lecture, of course, and this is basically me. Okay, and where are the details of the person? Yeah, so we have the name, invitee name, that is Lucent William, and this is the invitee email, fordmotors123@gmail.com. Okay, so then there we have the description, hello, bring your class note, and then we have the start date as well as the end date. Where is the start date as well as the end date? Okay, yeah, so this is our start time. Okay, so we have the start time as well as we have the end time. So basically now we are going to create an event in Google Calendar from this all data. So to do that, let me just click on this plus button. Okay, so when we click on this plus button, another window opens up. This is called as the action window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Google Calendar? Google Calendar it is. Okay, so now in the action event, how about we make it as create an event? Okay, so create an event is an action event. There are many more action events like add guest to an event, update an event, create a calendar, get event, and so on. All of them are a bunch of action events. Now, just like the triggers, if you have trouble finding the action event according to your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build a trigger event action event for you. Okay, so at present, I just want to create an event in Google Calendar. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on Google Calendar. In the new credentials, let me just click on connect with Google Calendar. Okay, so these are the series of Gmail accounts I have, and this particular Google Calendar is located here. So I'm selecting this account. Okay, so now it is asking me to allow access. Now, before you click on allow, let me tell you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. Okay, so on the basis of that trust, let me just press allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Just press OK. So as you can see, a set of blanks has appeared in front of you. The purpose of these blanks is very simple. We are going to create an event from the data that we have received from Calendly via Pabbly Connect. Now, as you can see in the calendar, it is showing it as dates. And when we click here, we will find all the calendar that is present in my Google Calendar. So these are all the calendars that is present here. It is being simply reflected here. This is because Calendly is integrated with Google Calendar. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to Google Calendar, and let me just create one more calendar. So let me just click on this plus button and let me just create a new calendar. Okay, so the name of the calendar is Calendly Events. Okay, Calendly Events. So let me just click on create calendar. Okay, so as you can see, the creation of the calendar is in progress, and the time zone I have kept is GMT, that is Indian Standard Time. With respect to Greenwich Meridian Time is 5 hours 30 minutes. So it shouldn't bother us. Okay, so as you can see, we do have the event. Okay, that is Calendly Events. Okay, so let me just go to Pabbly Connect and let me just refresh this. Okay, so when I click on refresh, I can expect to find this newly created calendar in the drop down. So as you can see, we do have the calendar that is Calendly Events. Okay, so we have selected it. Now in the title, we are just going to create the title as chemistry lecture. Easy. Now in the description, we are going to enter the name as well as the name, email as well as the description. Name. And let me just click on the mapping button and let me just enter the name. So the name of the guy was, I think, Lucent. I think it was Lucent. Yeah, Lucent William. And then we have the email. And let me just enter the email. So the email was Ford Motors or something. Okay, so the email of Lucent William was Ford Motors, and also there is a reminder or the description that he has to bring the chemistry notes. Okay, so this is the reminder or the description. So let's have a look. So this is the description that is going to, hello, bring your class notes. Now coming to the location, we can enter the location. Now since I am going to have online call session, so I'm not going to mention the location, but in case if you are going to mention the location, just manually enter it. You are not basically going to change it every time, so it can be static. Okay, so I'm just leaving it blank. In your case, you can just enter any location according to your discretion. Now coming to the start date time, I'm just going to click on this accordion and I'm just going to map in the start date time. So I think the start date time is this one. Yeah, this is the time, that is 9 a.m. okay, along with the 5:30. basically it means the Indian Standard Time. Okay, so now coming to the end date time. So the end date time is this one. So where is our end date time? Okay, I think this is the end date time. Okay, so we have mapped it. Excellent. Now coming to the time zone. So I'm from India and we follow the Asia Kolkata time. That is, this is the time zone. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Now if you're from a very different time zone, for example, if you're working from United States or UK, so you can just find your time zone from here, just clicking on here and open this in a new tab. Now as far as the visibility is concerned, I want to keep it as private. Now if I want to tag along some guest, all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to copy this here, copy this up to here, okay, and paste it here. So basically it will add the email of the person that I will be tagging along. For example, I'm going to bring Steve Jobs. Okay, so I'm going to bring Steve Jobs 123@gmail.com. Okay, so this is the person I will be tagging along. Now if I want to tag along more people, so I'm just going to enter a comma. Okay, and once again I'm just going to paste this thing here. Okay, and here once again I'm just going to mention the email of the person. Now if I'm going to bring Bill Gates with me, Bill Gates to teach the chemistry class. So this is This is his email, okay, and we have entered it. So that's the idea. If you want to add more guests, just add a comma, enter this bunch of characters and enter the email. Easy. Now coming to the event recurrence rule, I'm just going to copy this, okay. Since I just want the event to happen only once, I'm just going to paste it here. Now according to the week and month, you can actually add the event recurrence rule accordingly, okay, or you can actually click here and find out the event, okay, accordingly. So all you have to do is just figure out how it will repeat, how the event will repeat, and you can just mention it here. Okay, so when I click on save and send test request, it will create an event in Google Calendar. So let me do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing the event has been created. So let me just look when was the event scheduled for. I actually forgot. So it is scheduled for 15th. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check in my Google Calendar, okay, Calendly events, and 15th, yes, we have the event, that is chemistry lecture. Okay, so the guest I will be bringing along is Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, and the description is name is Lucen William. This is the email and the reminder, hello, bring your class notes. Okay, excellent. So the presence of this event signifies that we have successfully integrated Calendly and Google Calendar with help of Pabbly Connect. Now before you go, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So I'm going to minimize my action window and I'm going to minimize the trigger window. So basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Calendly to Pabbly Connect, and then you have integrated Pabbly Connect to Google Calendar. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Calendly and Google Calendar. Hello everyone. So in this video we will learn how to share meeting details from Google Calendar to WhatsApp automatically. So you obviously know Google Calendar is a scheduling and time management software, and WhatsApp is a messaging platform. So what you want to do here is you have added a meeting called as chemistry class on your Google Calendar. Just imagine. And you have also added the location, time, and even the details of the person who will be attending this meeting. So the idea is that once this meeting is scheduled on Google Calendar, the attendee will be receiving a notification message on WhatsApp automatically. But the issue here is there is no active connection between Google Calendar and WhatsApp. So in cases like these, we have to bring an integration and automation software called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Google Calendar and WhatsApp. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is a person without any technical background can perform this integration easily. Now before I show you the steps, how about we begin with a real-time example? Okay, so this is my Google Calendar, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to schedule an event. And once the event is scheduled, the person who will be the guest of this event, or the person whose this event is scheduled for, the same person will be getting an SMS from me. So let us schedule an event. So the event has been scheduled from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and the name of the event is chemistry doubt solving class. Okay. And let me just add a location. So it will be, let's say, in Paris. Okay, let's go with Paris. And here I'm going to add the name of the person. So Henry Truman. Okay, this is his phone number. Now remember this, I'm following a certain format. I'm adding the name of the event here, and this is the location name, and of course this is the person who will be bringing whom this event is scheduled for, and this is his phone number. Okay, now the reason I am using this particular format is because we have to work with a particular format in Vati. Vati is a software to send the WhatsApp message. So let me just click on save. Okay, if you don't understand, it's totally fine. The reason why we are following this format, I will explain you in detail later. So the event has been scheduled. So it is scheduled from 9 a.m. and it has been titled Chemistry Doubt Solving Classes. So now let me just show you the WhatsApp message that Henry Truman has received on his cell number. Okay, so this is the message that Henry Truman has received. Dear Henry Truman, at 28/9/2021, that is 28th September 2021 at 9 a.m. you will have a scheduled appointment, and this is on chemistry doubt solving class, and we will see you 15 minutes in advance at our meeting in Paris, so and so. So you must be thinking, how did I do it? How did I manage to send the data from our Google Calendar to WhatsApp messaging platform called as Vati? So here we are using Pabbly Connect that will integrate Google Calendar and Wati. Now, before I show you the steps, how about a small perspective how this integration is going to work? Okay, so in the first step, you're basically going to integrate Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. Now, in the second step, you are going to send the data from Google Calendar into Pabbly Connect. So, using the same data, you are going to compose a message and send it using WhatsApp messaging platform called as Wati. So the purpose of building this integration is anytime a new event is created in Google Calendar, automatically the attendee will be receiving the message on his WhatsApp number. Okay, so to begin the process, in the new tab, just type pabbly.com, 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 press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. All you have to do is just click on sign up for free. Here you can build your own account in just 2 minutes. In my case, I have already built an account. So I will be directed to the app section of Pabbly. So this is the app section of Pabbly. Let me just scroll down and here you will find connect. Just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. So I'm planning to give it as Google Calendar. Google Calendar to WhatsApp. Of course, you can give any name according to your choice. And let me just straight away click on create. So when you click on create, you will find 2 windows, the trigger window as well as the action window. Now I want to send the data from Google Calendar. So let me just add Google Calendar. Google Calendar it is. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as event created or new event. Okay, this one. Simply just click on connect. We are going with a new connection. Just click on connect with Google Calendar. Okay, my Google Calendar is present in this email account. So I'm selecting this one. Okay, so now Pabbly Connect wants access to this account. So before I press continue, let me just remind you something. Pabbly Connect doesn't take any chances with your data. Your data is 100% safe and secure with us. So on the basis of that trust, let me just straight away press continue. Brilliant. The authorization is successful. So as you can see, we have a field called as calendar. And when we click here, you will find all the calendars that is present in this particular calendar. Okay, in this particular calendar account. For instance, these are all the calendars we have. Okay, all the calendars that is present here is being reflected here. Now, let's say I'm interested in working with this calendar. Okay, events and SMS. So I can change it to event and SMS. Now, what if I want to create a new calendar? Okay. So let me just add a new calendar, create a new calendar. The name of the calendar is Awesome New Events. Okay, so this is the name of the calendar, Awesome New Events. Let me just straight away click on create calendar. So the calendar is getting created. Once the calendar is created, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to refresh that field. So the calendar has been created. Let me just go back. Okay, let me just uncheck these calendars. We have to focus on only one particular calendar, that is Awesome New Events. So now what we're going to do here is we have to make sure we actually also make changes in Pabbly Connect. Okay, we have to change the calendar to Awesome New Calendar. So I'm just going to click on refresh. So I can expect to find this newly created calendar in the drop down because Pabbly Connect is integrated with Google Calendar. So I'm selecting this one and simply just click on save and send test request. Now when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me the data of the recently created event. Now since this calendar, that is Awesome New Event, is a newly created calendar without any new event, it is showing the response as null because no event has been created in this particular calendar. So that is why I'm going to create a new event in this particular calendar. Okay, so let me just schedule this schedule an event for October 20th. Okay, so the event will be from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So it will be on English grammar. Okay, English grammar 101. And instead of adding the guest here, I'm planning to add the guest name here. So we will be bringing the student or the guest as Terry Mosby. So this is the name of the guy. Okay, and after giving a space, I'm putting a plus sign and also entering the phone number. So this is the cell number of Terry Mosby. So this is the WhatsApp number also of Terry Mosby. Now the reason we are following this format is because now we are going to work with VATI. VATI is the official software to send the WhatsApp message. Now VATI demands a particular format to send the messages. So that is why we have to stay in touch with that particular template. Okay, so that is why we have to work with this particular form. So here I'm in the description, I'm going to enter the person's name who will be attending the event and his phone number. Now make sure that you stick to this particular format. Okay, if you're going to create a format, make sure that you enter the details of the event in that particular format only. Otherwise there will be problem of sending the data. Okay, so let me just add a location. The location is Delhi. Delhi it is. Okay, so what's next? So all we have to do at this point is just click on save. So an event has been scheduled. So once I go to Pabbly Connect and when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me the data of the recently created event. In our case, the recently created event is of English grammar. So let me just show you the magic after. Oh yes, as you can see, we have some details this time. Okay, the event is English Grammar 101. The location is Delhi. Okay, and this is the creator email address. This is something I have shown you, and this is the calendar name, awesome new events. Okay, this is the start date. Okay, that is something you can recognize, and also there is something else. Is there something else? I think there should be the. Okay, yeah, this is the location, that is Delhi. So we have got all the details. Now what? Now, as you can see, where is the person's name? I'm sorry, where is the description? Okay, yeah. So this is the description. The person who will be attending the event and his cell number. So what we're going to do here is next, I'm going to split both of them. Okay. We want individual data fields. We have the name of the person and also the cell number. Now, if you don't split the data fields, we can't isolate and put this cell number into SMS or WhatsApp sending apps like Wati. So that is why I have to isolate the cell number, also the name also. So what I'm going to do here is just follow my steps. Okay, I'm just going to click on this action window and I'm going to select text formatter. Text formatter it is. Now in the action event, how about we make it as split text? Split text. Okay, simply just click on connect. Now the reason why we have introduced this action window is we want to split the name and the phone number. Okay, so let me just introduce the text to split. So we click here, and let me just show you all the data that we have received from the trigger window. So this is the description, Terry Mosby plus 91. So this is the same data that is present here. Okay, this is the same data description, Terry Mosby plus and the phone number. So let me just click here. Okay, I'm just going to click here. Okay, excellent. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to isolate the name, that is Terry Mosby, and we are going to isolate the phone number from 91. Okay, now what we're going to do here is I'm just going to introduce a separator. Now the separator, if you can see, is the plus sign. Okay, so let me just click here. Okay, and let me just add the plus sign. If you're not understanding it, it's totally fine. In a minute you will understand. Now I'm going to change the segment index as all. Okay, just click on save and send test request. As you can see, the response is a positive one. We have the response as Terry Mosby. So this is the response, Terry Mosby. Okay, this is the name that we have isolated. We have also isolated the phone number. So we have isolated the name. We have also isolated the phone number. That was the plan. Okay, so what's next? Now there is a problem we have. Okay, now this is in a very clumsy format that we have received the time. Okay, so this is the time that we have received. So what we're going to do here is we have to change this in a very human readable format. At present it has this year, month, day, and then hours, minutes and second format. This is kind of wrong. So we actually have to change into a very human readable format. And first of all, what we're going to do here is this particular section has two elements. The first element is for the date. The second element is for the time. Okay, so first we are going to isolate the date as well as the time, and then we are going to transform it into something better. So let me just introduce one more action window. Just follow my lead. It's too easy. Okay, so we are going with format date with time zone because there is a time zone. Okay, so as you can see, this is the time zone. Okay, I'm sorry, not this one. Okay, this is the time zone. So there is a thing of time zone. That is why we have to go with date with time zone. Simply just click on connect. Okay, now in the first step, what we are going to do here is we are going to work with date. Now in the second action window, we are going to work with time. Don't worry, it's very easy. Okay, so let me just add the start date. Okay, so let me just map the start date time. Okay, so we have mapped it. Now I'm working from India, so we are using the time zone as Asia Kolkata. Asia Kolkata it is. Excellent. Now the format I want is a very simple one. Okay, that is day, month and year. Okay, this one, day, month and year. Okay, and again, once again, the format that we want is Asia Kolkata. So easy. Just click on save and send test request. And as you can see, we have the result. Okay, so as you can see, we have the result in day, month and year format. We have basically converted this into this. Okay, now what we are going to do here is, as you can see, we also have the time in a very clumsy format: hours, minutes, seconds and milliseconds, and along with that time zone. So this is kind of looking clumsy as well as dumb. So let me just format this also. So let me introduce one more action window, and here I'm going to add datetime formatter. Datetime formatter it is. Okay, so now in the action event, simply just make date, format date with time zone. Just simply click on connect. Okay, now once again, we are going to map the date. So if you don't know the date, this is the date. Okay, so now the time zone that we are working is Asia Kolkata. Okay, and we have to keep it as Asia Kolkata only. Now the format that we prefer is hours and minutes. Okay, so let's explore hours and minutes, this one. So we do have some choices that do we want the AM PM format or simply hours and minutes. So we are going with this one. Okay, and Asia Kolkata it is once again. So what we're going to do here is we are going to convert this particular time in a very human readable type of format. So let me just click on save and send test request. That is 9:30. Awesome. 9:30 a.m. Now remember this is the same time of the start date as well as the start time. Okay, that we have entered in Google Sheets while we were creating or scheduling the event. Now we are going to deal with finally with VATI. Now remember this, VATI is the software that we are using to send the WhatsApp message. So let me just introduce VATI. So let me just click here. Now in the choose up, let me just add VATI. VATI it is. Okay, so now in the action event, how about we make it as send template message, this one, and simply just click on connect. We are going with a new connection. So here we have to enter the API endpoint, the access token. Okay, there are two fields that we have to enter: API endpoint and access token. So what are these? So let me just straight away take you to VATI, and there must be instruction how to get API token as well as the endpoint. So we have to go to the API docs and okay, and find your API endpoint. So easy. So we just click here. Okay, we go to the API docs. Okay, here we'll find the API access token and the API endpoint. So I'm just going to copy the API endpoint and I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, that's done. After that, we are going to work on the access token. So this is the access token. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it here. Easy. Just click on save. Okay, so the connection has been made. So now what we're going to do here is, first of all, we are going to mention the WhatsApp number. So if you remember, this is the number that we had isolated. Okay, so let me just show you the number that we had isolated, and this number came from here. Okay, so where is the number? Okay, so this is the number that we had isolated. So I'm just going to simply click here. Okay, and I'm just going to click here the second accordion, and I'm just going to map the phone number or the WhatsApp number. Now comes the most important part. Okay, the template. Now I want to work with the template that is appointment detail. So what are these template? Now these are the predefined template. Let me just show you in VATI account. So what are these templates? So these are the template messages that we have. So using these templates, we can actually create a message. Now I'm interested in working with the appointment details. So this is the template that I'm interested in working with, appointment details. So this is how the template will look like. Okay, so this is the template. That's how it will look like. Dear, and here the name of the person will come. On date, Okay, here date will come, on time, here the time will come, the meeting name, the event name will come. Again, once again, we are going to add the date as well as the location. Okay, so using this particular template, we are going to create a message, and this message will be sent to the person that we have added or scheduled when we had scheduled the event on Google Calendar. I hope it is getting clear. So this is the template. So what we're going to do here is, let me just go to Pabbly Connect. Okay, and we have of course enter the template as appointment details. Now, in case of the broadcast name, I'm just going to enter the broadcast name. So what's the broadcast name? So when we will be sending the SMS, we have to make sure that all these SMS come from a very different sources. For instance, I will be sending the data from Shopify, okay, WhatsApp message. So I will be adding the broadcast message, something like Shopify message. Now, if I adding the data, I'm sending the data from Google Calendar, so I will be sending it as event message or Google Calendar message. So my point is this broadcast name is just simply a way to identify when you're just going to check the messages that you have sent. So I'm just going to name this as event message. You can give any name according to your choice. It's totally on you. Okay, so what is custom parameters? Now, to explain custom parameters, let me just show you live. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, as you can see, there are some codes here. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. So easy. Okay, so as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fields. Okay, 1 name, 2 date, 3rd is time, 4th is meeting name, 5th is date, and once again we have location. So technically, since date and date are same, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We only have 5 fields. Okay, name, date, time, meeting name, and location. 5 fields. So that is why I'm just going to enter a comma first. Okay, and once again I'm just going to add the same codes that I have copied from below, and I'm going to paste it here. Total 5 of them. Okay, because there are 5 fields. Okay, that is why I have added 5 of them. Now we are going to deal with the first field, that is the name. Okay, so I'm just going to copy this, Control C, I have copied it, and I'm going to paste it here. I'm just going to remove color and I'm going to paste it here. Okay, so here dear and the name of the person who I will be bringing along as a guest will come. So in the value, I'm just going to remove this. If you remember, the name of the person was Terry Mosby and we have mapped it. So here the name, that is Dear Terry Mosby, will come. I hope it is getting clear now. Now we have the second one, that is color. Okay, I'm sorry, not color. The second field is for the date. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this. First, let me just copy the field name, that is date. I'm just going to copy this, and after that I'm going to paste it here after removing color. So easy. After that, let me just add the value of the date. Now the value of the date was 22 October or something, 20th October 2021, and we have mapped it. Then we have the name. Okay, so once again I'm just going to deal with, this time we are going to deal with time. I'm just going to copy this. Okay, remove color, paste it here, and I'm just going to add the time. Okay, so this is the time. Okay, I'm sorry, this is the time, and we have mapped it. Okay, now we have to deal with one more thing, that is actually, I'm sorry, two more things, that is meeting name as well as location. We have already dealt with date. Okay, so meeting name. So once again I'm just going to copy this meeting name, and after that I'm just going to remove this. I'm going to paste it here. I'm just going to remove this, and I'm going to add the meeting name. Now if you remember, the meeting name was something related to English grammar. Okay, so this is the one, and we have mapped it. Okay, once again let me just remove this. So this will be for the last one, that is I think location. So let me just copy the location code. Okay, let me just copy this properly. I have copied it. Okay, I'm going to paste it here. Let me add the location now. So the location I think was Paris. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Delhi. Okay, so we have filled all the custom parameters. So the value Terry Mosby will come here. Okay, Dear Terry Mosby. And then the second value, that is 20/10, that is 2021, will come here, and also here in the date. Okay, then we have the time. The time is this, that is 9:30, will come here. And the meeting name will come here, that is English Grammar 101. Okay, English Grammar 101. And the location, that is Delhi, will come here. Okay, so we are going to finally send the message. So let me do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. The response is a positive one. Now let me just straight away show you the message that Terry Mosby has received. So this is the screenshot of the WhatsApp message that Terry Mosby has received. The presence of this WhatsApp message indicates that we have a successful integration between Google Calendar and WhatsApp messages sending platform known as Wati. Now before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So let me just minimize this action window. Let me just minimize this action window. Let me just minimize this action window. Okay, this action window also. And finally, let me just minimize the trigger window. So basically, this is the whole process in a nutshell. First, you integrated Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect, and then you have introduced a text formatter. The reason we have introduced this text formatter is because we have to split the name as well as the phone number. Then we have introduced the datetime formatter to format the clumsy date into a human readable date. After that, you have once again introduced the datetime formatter to format the clumsy date into a human readable time. After that, you have introduced the Wati to send the WhatsApp message. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Calendar and WhatsApp messaging platform known as Wati.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly Connect. Today in this video, we are going to integrate two software applications, Google Calendar and Discord. So the use case here is, whenever a new event is created in Google Calendar, automatically send channel message in Discord. Now let us know what these two software applications are all about. So Google Calendar is a calendar service by Google, whereas Discord is an online chat and communication platform. The issue here is that Google Calendar and Discord don't have any integration between them, and that is why we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect is an integration software which will help you to transfer data from Google Calendar to Discord. The best part here is you don't require any knowledge of coding. So let me show you this on my screen. Okay, so here I am at Google, and now I will go to this URL section over here, and I'm going to type pabbly.com. Okay, so this is the website of Pabbly, and now I'm going to hover over this product section and I'm going to click on connect. Okay, so now I'm going to sign in. Okay, so now because I've already signed into my account, that is why I am here. You can also sign up for free in just 2 minutes. Here, I would like to mention one more thing. Pabbly Connect offers a free plan where this integration can be tried out absolutely free. You just have to clone the template of the workflow. The link for the same is available in the description below the video. Once you clone the template, you will immediately get access to this workflow in your account. Okay, so now I am going to scroll down, and here at Connect, I am going to click on Access Now. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and you can see so many workflows that have already been created over here. So now I'm going to create a new workflow, and I'm going to click on this button over here. Okay, so now I'm going to give a name to this workflow, and I'm going to name it as Calendar to Discord. Now I'm going to create it. So now here in Choose App, first I am going to choose Google Calendar. And now in Trigger Event, according to our workflow, whenever a new event is created in Google Calendar, we want to send Discord channel message. That is why we are going to select New Event over here, because this is our trigger event. Now you might have a question in your mind that what is this term called trigger event? Let me tell you that automations run on the concept of triggers and actions. It is all about when something happens, do this. For example, when a sale happens, send an email. In our case, whenever a new event is created in Google Calendar, we want to send channel message in Discord. That is why new event created in Google Calendar will be our trigger event, whereas sending channel message in Discord will be our action event. So now I'm going to connect with Google Calendar. Now under credentials, you can see we have two options, create new credential, or you can select any existing credentials like this. Now in order to create new credential, you have to connect with Google Calendar. So now here you have to choose in which account you want to connect your Google Calendar. So I'm going to choose the account. I'll allow it. You don't have to worry about your data. Everything is 100% safe and secure with Pabbly Connect. So now under calendar, you can see we have three options. So I'm going to choose this one. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So now this API response is of the last event that might have been created in Google Calendar. So now what I'm going to do is I'll go to my Google Calendar and then we are going to create an event and then we are going to click on save and send test request. So I'll go to my Google Calendar and now we are going to create an event over here. So now here I am going to create an event on 28th Jan. So here you can see 28th January. Let us create an event over here. Meeting regarding audit. Okay, the date is going to be same. Add guest. If you want to add some guest, you can directly add here. Location, description. Meeting for audit. Everyone from the finance department have to attend the meeting. Okay, so I have created this description over here. Now I'm going to save it. Okay, so we have added this event over here on 28th. Now we'll go back to Pabbly Connect. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. Okay, so you can see we have got our API response over here. You can see meeting regarding audit and you can also see the description written over here. Okay, so now I'm just going to save it. Okay, so here we have successfully finished our first step integration, that is integration of Google Calendar and Pabbly Connect. Now we are going to begin with our second step integration where we will integrate Discord and Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on this plus button. And here I am going to choose Discord. And now here in action event, you can see we have so many options over here. We have to select send channel message because we want as soon as an event is created in Google Calendar, we want to send channel message. That is why send channel message will be our action event. Now I am going to click on connect with Discord. Now you can see again create new or select existing credential. I'm going to let it be new credentials. You can choose whichever option you want. Now I'm going to connect with Discord. I'm going to select a server over here. Continue. Authorize. Okay. Okay, so now here you can see we have some empty fields and we have to fill the information according to our response. So you can see first it is asking us for the webhook ID and the webhook token. So in order to get our webhook ID and webhook token, what we have to do is we have to use this get channel webhook method. You can see over here. So in order to use this method, we have to add an action step over here. So here I am going to choose Discord. And now here in action event, I am going to choose get channel webhook because we need our webhook ID and webhook token. So now I'm going to connect. So now here I'm going to choose the credentials that we used last. Save. Okay, so now here you can see channel. So now under channel, we have created many channels in our Discord account. You can see I have these 4 channels. So I have created this channel called Google Calendar Discord. So I'm going to choose this channel over here. Let us see, it is here. I'm going to choose it. So now here you can see webhook, nothing is showing over here because I have not created the webhook inside the channel. So now I'll go back to my Discord and this is the channel that I have created. So I'll go to my settings and here you can see integrations. So now I'm going to create a webhook over here. So I'll just create it. So I'm just going to name it as SpideyBot itself. Okay, so the channel is here. Okay, so we have a webhook over here. Now I'll just go back to Pabbly Connect. I'm just going to refresh it once. Okay, so you can see it has mapped the name of our webhook, that is SpideyBot. Now I'm just going to click on save and send test request. So you can see we have our API response over here. If you come down, you can see the token is over here and this is the webhook ID. And if you come down, here is the webhook token. Okay, so now we are just going to save it. So now I'm just going to connect this again so that our workflow gets refreshed. Okay, So now in our webhook ID, I am just going to map the webhook ID that we got from our API to. It is here. So this is the ID. Okay. So now webhook token, we have our token also. So the token is here. Okay. Message text. So here I'll just map the description. Text to speech, I'll let it be false. Bot name. So here I'm going to give a bot name, Google Calendar. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. Okay, so we have got our API response. I am just going to click on save once. Okay, so now it's time to go to Discord channel and then we are going to check if a new message has come there or not. So I'll go to my Discord. I'll just close this. So you can see we have a message over here, meeting for audit. Everyone from the finance department have to attend the meeting. So we have a message over here. We have successfully finished our integration of Google Calendar and Discord over here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this process again with one more example so that you can understand how this integration takes place in real time. So I'll go back to my Google Calendar and I'm going to create a new meeting again. So let me create a meeting on 13th of January. That is here. So, okay. Meeting regarding new recruitment. Okay. Description. This meeting will be held for HR department. Kindly be present. Okay. Save. Okay, so I've added this meeting over here, meeting regarding new recruitment. Now what I'm going to do is we'll go back to Discord and then we are going to check if we have got a new message there or not. Okay, so you can see we have the message over here. So the thing here is that you might get a little bit delay in the response. But here you can see I have got the response over here. So we have successfully finished our integration and our integration is working fine. Now I'll go back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to explain you what has happened in our example. I'll just minimize these. Okay, so in our example, what has happened is first the information came from Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. Then from Pabbly Connect, the information went to Discord. So now every time a new event is created in Google Calendar, automatically a channel message will be sent in Discord. So we have successfully finished the integration of Google Calendar and Discord using Pabbly Connect.
Hello everyone. So in this video, we will learn how to send automated appointment reminder SMS from Google Calendar. So let us begin with a small example. So as you can see, this is my Google Calendar. So the idea is that a person is going to add an event in Google Calendar. That same person will be getting an SMS from me. Okay, so basically this SMS will be an automated SMS and which will act as a reminder. Okay, for example, if a person is going to get an event scheduled for a lecture on biology. Okay, so this is the one. And he's going to tag along some guest. So let's say he's going to bring Little George. Okay, so this is the guest. And ignore the location. Let me just add the phone number. So this is the phone number of that person. Okay, so that person's phone number has been added. So an event has been scheduled called as lecture on biology. And the person will be the guest, that is Little George. So this is the phone number of Little George and she will be getting an automated reminder from me. Now the event has been scheduled for tomorrow. Okay, that is July 3rd. So for today, she will be getting a reminder. So basically the idea is that if the event is scheduled on 7th, the person will be getting a reminder a day before the scheduled event. For example, this person is going to get the reminder for today because the event is scheduled for tomorrow. So this will be a reminder. And let me just give you one more example. If the event is scheduled for 9th of July, the person will be getting a reminder on 8th of July. So let me just click on save, don't send. Okay, so an event has been scheduled, lecture on biology. So the idea is that Little George will be getting a reminder SMS from me. So basically, this is the screenshot of the SMS that Little George has received. So you must be thinking, how did I do it? How did I actually manage to send the data from Google Calendar to SMS sending app like Twilio? So basically, I have used an integration and automation software called as Pabbly Connect that integrates Google Calendar and Twilio. Now the best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me just show you the process. Okay, so to begin the process, in the new tab, just type pabbly.com, 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 press enter. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Just hover on products and here you will find Connect. Just click on Connect. Okay, so this is the landing page of Pabbly Connect. All you have to do is just click on sign up for free. Here you can build your own account in just 2 minutes. In my case, I have already built my account. So let me just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the app section of Pabbly. Let me just scroll down and here you will find Connect. Just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I'm planning to give it as Google Calendar to Twilio. Of course, you can give any name according to your choice. It's totally on you. Calendar. I'm sorry about the spelling. Calendar. Okay. And let me just click on create. So when you click on create, you will find 2 windows, the trigger window as well as the action window. So what's the deal with the trigger window as well as the action window? So when we are talking about automation in Pabbly Connect, it works on the concept of triggers and action. The trigger basically means if statement. It asks a question, if this happens, what should be done? For example, if a new event is scheduled in Google Calendar, the action is an SMS will be sent by Twilio. Now, of course, we are using Twilio to send the SMS. But if you are working with any other SMS sending app like SMS Horizon, D7 Network, the process is almost the same. Okay, so using these 2 windows, we are going to create a workflow to integrate Google Calendar to Twilio. Now, the best part here is I will be adding the link of this workflow in the description box so that you can clone it and directly access it into your account. Okay, so we are going with the trigger window, and here in the choose app, let me just add Google Calendar. Google Calendar, this one. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new event created, this one. And simply just click on connect. We are going with a new connection and just click on connect with Google Calendar. So as you can see, these are the series of Gmail accounts I have. Now I'm interested in working with a Google Calendar that is present in this Gmail account. So I'm selecting this one. Okay, so now it is asking me to confirm my choice. Let me just press allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization successful. Now by default, it is showing the calendar that is aaronmanuel1991@gmail.com. Now these are all the calendars that is present in my Gmail account. Now I'm thinking, okay, let me just show you all the calendars. So these are all the calendars, okay? All the calendars that is present here is being reflected here. Now I'm actually interested in creating a new calendar. So I'm going to create a new calendar, okay? Create new calendar. And the name of the calendar is event and SMS. Just a random name, and let me just click on create calendar. Okay, so a new calendar called as event and SMS is being created. So the idea is that when I click on refresh, I can expect to find this newly created calendar in the drop down. So let me just refresh this and let's explore. Do we have this newly created calendar in the drop down? Okay, so yeah, event and SMS, we have selected it. So the idea is that when we create an event in this particular calendar, that is event and SMS, okay, in this particular calendar that is event and SMS, the data will be captured by Pabbly Connect when I click on save and send test request. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an event for, let's say, on June 16th. Okay, just a random date I picked, that's all. And the event is scheduled as a lecture on English. Okay, and the person who will be attending is this guy. Okay, so this is the guy that will be attending the lecture, Chaudhry Haidari Khan. And let me just add the phone number. So this is the phone number, and this is the phone number of Chaudhry Haidar Khan. Okay, so we have added the phone number, we have mentioned the guest, and we have mentioned the event, that is lecture on English. So when I click on save, okay, so let me just click on save. So the idea is that a new event has been created, lecture on English. So at this point, when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me the data of the recently created event. In my case, the recently created event is lecture on English. So when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me the data of the recently created event, that is lecture on English. So let me do that. Okay, so yeah, we do have the event, that is lecture on English. We have the description, that is basically the phone number. And this is the guy that we will be sending the SMS. So yeah, so we have got all the details. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to send an SMS to this phone number. So before we do that, we actually have to isolate the number. Okay, so this is the number that we want. We don't want this part. So first of all, we are going to isolate this number. And this is how you do it. In the action window, we are going to introduce text formatter. Text formatter, this one. In the action event, we go with text basic formatting and simply just click on connect. Now we are going to mention the string. The string is basically the phone number. Okay, so this is the phone number. Now the idea is that we are going to isolate the phone number. Okay, we don't want the phone part and the dash part. So we are just going to scroll down and make it as extract phone number. Easy. And simply just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, the phone number has been isolated. Excellent. Now what's next? So the idea is that we will be sending an SMS. Okay, we will be sending an SMS to the person a day before the scheduled event. Now the event has been scheduled for, I think it was 16th. Okay, so the idea is that we will be sending an SMS on 15th. Okay, I hope it is clear. The event is scheduled on 16th. The reminder will be sent a day before the scheduled event, that will be 15th of July. So what we're going to do here is we have to make sure that we want the date. Okay, we want the date. At present it is 16th. We want the date, that is 15th. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to click on this plus button, and in this window we are going to create 15th of July. And this is how you do it. First of all, you introduce datetime formatter. Datetime formatter, this is the one we want. Now in the action event, just click on add/subtract time. Just click on connect. Okay, so this is the date. Okay, so this is the date, that is 16th of June. Okay, this is the date that we want. So using this date, we are going to create the day when we will be sending the reminder, that will be basically 15th of June, 15th of July. So we click here, and this is the date. Okay, I'm sorry, this is the date. Oh yeah, this is the one. Okay, 16th of July. Now, basically the idea is that we are going to subtract one day from 16th of July. Okay, that will be 15th of July. So that is why I'm going to enter -1 and day. Easy. Okay, so now we actually want the format, that is this. Okay, let me just add the format. This is the format that we want. Okay, year, month and day, hours, minutes and second. And this is basically the format. The from format is this one, that is month, year, month, day, minutes, hours, Z. We don't want this Z part. We actually want to convert this, the day format, into this particular format: year, month and day, hours, minutes and seconds, this format. Okay, so let me just click on save and send test request. So this is the result. Okay, so we have got the result, that is 15th of June 2021. Now we have to mention the filter. I'm sorry, we have to mention the delay. Okay, so obviously the data will be sent on this particular day. Okay, so we have to restrict the flow of data up to this particular day. For instance, today is what's the date today? That is 2nd of June, 2nd of July. We want to make sure that data will be sent on 15th of July. So we have to make sure that data will be restricted for some time. And this is how you do it. You introduce delay. Okay, I'm just going to select delay. So this is a popular module to restrict the data flow for a specific amount of time. So delay until, and we have to mention the delay date. We have to mention the delay date as 15th of July 2021. Okay, this is the one, and simply just click on save and send test request. So it is showing the message that the message has been delayed for 15th of July 2021. Excellent. Now using Twilio, we are going to construct an SMS and send the SMS. So I'm just going to click on the plus button, and we are going to select the app as Twilio. Twilio it is. Now in the action event, how about make it a send SMS message? Now I'm mentioning this once again. We are using Twilio to send the SMS. Now, of course, if you're working with SMS Horizon, D7 networks or any other SMS sending apps, the process is almost the same. And let me just click on connect. we are going with a new connection, and in the new connection we have to fill out the account SID, the authorization token, and once again the account SID. So to get all these details, let's have a visit to Twilio. So this is my Twilio account, and what I'm going to do here is, first of all, I'm just going to click on settings. Now I think I may have to authorize, because yes, I actually have to authenticate. This is because I just left this website for a significant amount of time. So that is why it is demanding password once again. So this is my login password, which I'm not really going to show you. Okay, so we have the API credentials section here. Here we have two choices, the live credentials as well as the test credentials. We are going with the live credential. So this is the account SID and this is the authorization token. So let me just click here. So this is the account SID. So I'm just copying this and I'm just going to paste it here. Then we have once again the account SID to be entered here. So we have pasted it here. Then we have the authorization token. So let me just remove the privacy and copy this and paste it here. So this is the authorization token. We have entered the account SID, authorization token, and once again the account SID. All we have to do is just click on save. So when you click on save, you will find three fields: the body of the SMS, the sender number, and the recipient number. So we are going to begin with the recipient number. So we click here. Okay, so if you may remember, we have isolated the recipient number. So this is the recipient number and we have mapped it. Now remember this, it is asking for a particular format, and the format is you include plus in front of this whole number. Okay, +91 is the country code for my country, that is India. So make sure that you follow your particular country code, +91 it is. Then we have the sender number. So let me just straight away take you to Twilio, and this is basically my Twilio number through which I will be sending the SMS. So let me just show you the SMS, I mean the sender number. Okay, so this is the SMS number, sender number. I'm just going to copy mine. I'm just going to paste it here. Okay, so I think we are ready. Then we have the body of the SMS. The body of the SMS is hello. I'm sorry. This is an automated reminder for the event. And the event was, that is something we have marked, that is lecture on English, scheduled on. The event was scheduled on 16th, I think. Okay, yeah, event was scheduled on 16th. This is an automated reminder for the event lecture on English scheduled on 16th of July 2021. So at this point, all you have to do is just click on save and send test request. For now, this message will be sent to the person. Okay, for now it will be sent to the person because we are clicking on save and send test request, because we are just building the workflow. But after this, when the entry is made, when a new event is created in Google Calendar, the SMS will be sent a day before the scheduled event. For instance, if the event will be scheduled on 21st of July or 21st of August, the SMS will be sent on 20th of July or 20th of August, one day before the scheduled event. So let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the response is a positive one, and this is basically the screenshot of the SMS. Excellent. So the presence of this data indicates we have a successful integration between Twilio as well as Google Calendar. Now before you leave, let me just minimize all these windows one by one, and let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So I have minimized all the windows. Okay, so this is basically the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect, and then you have isolated the phone number. After that you have subtracted one day, okay, before from the scheduled event, so that you can send the automated reminder. And after that you have established a delay. The delay will be the delay date, that is basically one day before the scheduled event. And using Twilio, you are going to send the SMS. So now we have a perfect flow of data between Google Calendar and Twilio. Excellent.
Hello everyone. So in this video we will learn how to integrate Google Calendar and Facebook. So our use case is pretty simple. When an event is created in Google Calendar, automatically add a post in Facebook. Now Google Calendar is an amazing scheduling software offered by Google, and Facebook is a social media platform. So what we are going to do is, we are going to send the data from Google Calendar to Facebook. But there is one minor problem. There is no actual integration between Google Calendar and Facebook. So in cases like these, we have to bring a third app to properly connect them both. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Google Calendar and Facebook. And the best part of using Pabbly Connect is, there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen.
Okay, so to begin the process, first type pabbly.com in your browser. Pabbly.com, press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. Here hover on products, and at the bottom you will find the option called as connect. Click on connect and then just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also create your own free account in just 2 minutes. Here, I would like to mention one more thing, that Pabbly Connect offers a plan where this integration can be tried out absolutely free. So you just have to clone the template of its workflow, which is available in the description box. Once you clone the template, you will get immediate access to this amazing workflow in your account. Okay, so scroll down and at the bottom you will find connect. Just click on access now. Okay, so at the top right corner you will find a button, create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. So I'm going to give it as Google Calendar to Facebook. Google Calendar to Facebook, and then just click on create. Okay, so when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Google Calendar, because we want to send the data from Google Calendar. That is why. Okay, so now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new event? Okay, so new event is basically a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new event is created in Google Calendar, then what action should be taken by the system? Actually, there is one more trigger event, that is new calendar. Now, in case if you don't find the triggers of your choice, or if you want more triggers of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com for the specific trigger that you want to build. But at present, I just want to send the data when a new event is made in Google Calendar. Okay, so just click on connect with Google Calendar. In the new credentials, just again click on connect with Google Calendar. Okay, so as you can see, we have a series of accounts. So these are my Gmail accounts, and I want to create the Google Calendar in this particular account. So I'm selecting this one. Okay, so now Pabbly Connect is asking me choice. Just click on allow. Okay, so it is showing the authorization is successful. Just press OK. Okay, so as you can see in the calendar, it is showing some sort of Gmail ID, and when we expand this, these are the calendars we have. Okay, so let me show you my Google Calendar. So these are all the calendars I have. Okay, so these are the calendar: Aaron Manuel birthday, Blue Book, events, extreme sports, high priority, reminder, priority dates, task, and so on. So these are all the calendars. So basically all the calendars that is present here is just simply being reflected here. This is because Google Calendar is now thoroughly integrated with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so what if we create one more Google Calendar? So I'm going to create a new calendar. So let me just click on create new calendar. Okay, so the name of the calendar is event, or how about important events? Important events. Okay, so this is a new calendar, important events, and just click on create calendar. Okay, so the calendar is in progress. The creation of calendar is in progress. Okay, so a new calendar called as important events has been created. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going back to Pabbly Connect and I'm going to refresh this. Okay, so when I look back in the drop down, you can expect to find the newly created calendar, that is important events, in the drop down. This is because Pabbly Connect is integrated with Google Calendar. So my point is, any variation or any addition of data that is brought here will be reflected in Pabbly Connect because of the integration. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to this calendar important events. Okay, so I'm just going to click on important events. I'm going to remove this one. Okay, so this is the calendar important events. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create an event for 18th of February. So the name of the event is physics lecture 101. Okay, and it's from 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. and the guest I will be tagging along is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay, so this guy is a gem in physics. Obviously, many of you already know him. So I will be bringing along Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay, and he will be giving lecture on subatomic particles and Big Bang theory. Okay, So, okay, so if you want, you can add a location. I'm going with New York. Okay, New York. Okay, so any attachment? No. Okay, so let me just click on save. Don't send. Okay, so event called as Physics Lecture 101 has been scheduled from 6:30 p.m. New York. Excellent. So what I'm going to do here is since Pabbly Connect is integrated with Google Calendar, I'm going to select this particular calendar, that is important event, and when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch the data of the recently created event. Now the recently created event is this one. Okay, this is the recently created event. So when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch the data of this particular event. So let me show you. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, this is the data. So the summary is, this is basically the title, the Physics Lecture 101. And this is the description, subatomic particles and Big Bang Theory. Okay, so this is my email. I have created it. And where is our persons? Okay, so this is the person that I will be tagging along, that is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay, and then we have, where is the place? Yeah, location, that is New York, USA. Excellent. So basically now we have to create a post in Facebook. So all you have to do is just click on this plus button. Okay, so when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. This is called as the action window. So in the choose app, how about we make it as Facebook pages. Okay, Facebook pages. Now in the action event, we want to create a page post. So let's make it as create page post. Now there are two more action events actually: create page photo, create page video. So just like the triggers, if you want more action events according to your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build an action event for you. But at present, I just want to create a page post. Okay, so just click on connect with Facebook pages. In the new credentials, just again click on connect with Facebook pages. Okay, it is showing the authorization is successful. Just press OK. Okay, so a set of blanks has appeared in front of you. The purpose of these blanks is very simple. We are going to create a page post in Facebook from the data that we have received from Google Calendar via Pabbly Connect. So as you can see in the page, it is showing it as my page. Okay, when we expand this, there is one more page, that is technical stance. So let me show you. So this is the page called as technical stance. Okay, so let me go back and let me show you the other pages. So these are the two pages I have, technical stand and my page. So what if I create a new page? Okay, so I'm going to create a new page. Okay, so this is the newly created page and the page name is guest events. Okay, and the category is how about science and technology, science, technology, engineering. Okay, so let me just click on create a page. Okay, so as you can see, a new page called as guest events has been created. So when I go back to Pabbly Connect and when I refresh this, you can expect to find this newly created page in the drop down. So let me expand the drop down. Yes, we do have a newly created page called as guest events. So let us select this. So we are going to create a post in this particular page, guest events. Now when it comes to this part called as page access token, we don't have to make any changes. Let's leave it like that. Now coming to this part called as the message. So let me introduce you to this button. This is called as the mapping button. When we click this, we will find all the data that we have received from Google Calendar. So in the message, it will be something like a new event, and just type in the summary, the title of the event, physics lecture has been scheduled, and the keynote speaker is let me map in the detail of Neil deGrasse Tyson. So this is the email and the keynote speaker is Neil deGrasse Tyson. Okay, and it starts from, okay, so let me map in the detail. So when it starts from, okay, I think, oh yeah, this is the start time and end set, and we can just map in the end time. Okay, so this is the end date time. Okay, and the discussions will be on, okay, so the discussions will be on subatomic particles and Big Bang Theory. Okay, so this is the message, and as far as the link URL is concerned, we don't have any link URL because we didn't add any link URL for in the Google Calendar, so we will just leave it as blank. Okay, so when I just click on save and send test request, you will find this data as a post. So let me do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing the data has been sent to Facebook. So let's have a look. Okay, so this is the page guest event. So let me refresh this and check whether we have a post. Yes, we do have a post. So a new event, Physics Lecture 101, has been scheduled. And the keynote speaker is Neil deGrasse Tyson, 123@gmail.com, and it starts from this date and it's at this time. And the discussion will be on subatomic particles and Big Bang theory. Excellent. So the presence of this post in Facebook shows that we have successfully integrated Google Calendar and Facebook with help of Pabbly Connect. Okay, so how about we double check if our integration is working fine or not. But before we do that, let me take you back to Pabbly Connect. Okay. And let me explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to minimize this section window. Okay, and I'm going to minimize this trigger window. Okay, so basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect. Okay, and then you have integrated Pabbly Connect to Facebook pages. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Calendar and Facebook pages. Okay, so let me take you back to Google Calendar. Okay, so I'm going to make an event for 24th. Okay, so this time the event will be on radioactivity. Okay, and the guest I will be, and the keynote speaker actually is Madam Curie. Okay, she is not dead. Madam Curie 123@gmail.com. Okay, and the location is Berlin. Okay, and the description is gamma wave and alpha particles, something related to nuclear physics, and also treatment of thyroid cancer through radioactivity. Okay, so this is the event radioactivity 101. Okay, and the keynote speaker is Madame Curie and scheduled in Berlin, and this is the description. Okay, so just let me click on save, don't send. Okay, so as you can see, an event called as radioactivity 101 has been created. So let's have a look in Facebook. Do we have the data concerning the same? So let me just refresh this. Okay, yes, we do have the post. A new event, Radioactivity 101, has been scheduled, and the keynote speaker is Madam Curie, 123@gmail.com, and start from this date and set this date. And the discussion will be on gamma wave and alpha particles, and also the treatment of thyroid cancer through radioactivity. Okay, excellent. So our integration is working absolutely fine. So this means anytime a new event is created in Google Calendar, it will be reflected as a post in Facebook pages.
Hello everyone. So in this video, we will learn how to create notes for new Google Calendar events. So imagine this, you are using Google Calendar to schedule events. So now the idea is that once an event is scheduled in Google Calendar, it will be reflected as a note in OneNote. So here you have two choices. The first choice is copy all the details of the event from Google Calendar, sort it out, and manually create a note in OneNote. Now the problem with this approach is it's actually very repetitive and tiresome, considering you will be scheduling many events in Google Calendar. So here I would suggest that you bring in some automation so that whenever a new event is created in Google Calendar, automatically add a note in OneNote. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Google Calendar and OneNote. The best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you with an example. Okay, so this is my Google Calendar. So my idea is that I am going to schedule an event on April 9th. So these are the details I'm going with. Okay, forget April 9th. I'm going to schedule on, let's say, because it's already May, so we can't really schedule for the past time. So the month is May. Okay, so we are going to schedule the events in, let's say, June. Okay, we are going to schedule an event in June. That is June 10. Okay, so the event is upgrade all Windows in Office. A small event, okay, not really an official event. And this is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Let's keep it as for 1 minute, 1 hour. And we are going to add the person as Elon Musk. So basically he will be working on this particular event. Okay. And in case of description, we can add some description if you want, or no, of course not. We don't want to schedule any kind of meet at this point. Now we want to add a location. So I'm going with Berlin. So this is about my Berlin office, and no need for attachment. Let me just click on save. Of course, don't send. Okay, so an event has been scheduled. So basically from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. the person, that is Elon Musk, will be upgrading all my windows in my office. Okay, so the windows has become a bit slow, so that is why it is being updated. So basically, so the idea is that once you create an event in Google Calendar, it will be reflected as a note in OneNote. So let me just take you to OneNote and let me just refresh this. Okay, so as you can see, we have got the note upgrade all windows in office. Now there is something you have to know, that OneNote actually takes a significant amount of time to get the data. So it would be around 10 or 20 minutes that you actually get this result. So my point is, you actually have to wait. So to begin the actual integration process in the new tab, let me just type pabbly.com. So your obvious question is, why pabbly.com? Well, we have an app called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate Google Calendar and OneNote. So this is the website of pabbly.com. Let me just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your own free account in just 2 minutes. So let me just scroll down, and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access Now. Okay, so at the top right corner, you will find a button, Create Workflow. So basically, we are going to create a new workflow using this button. Now, before I create a new workflow, there is something I have to do. As you can see, I already have integrated Google Calendar and my notebook, my OneNote. So that is why we have got this result. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, before I create a workflow, I'm going to switch off this workflow. The reason behind I'm switching off this workflow is because since we are going to create a new workflow, this old workflow running in parallel to it will create the problem of duplication of results. So that is why I have switched off this workflow. So we are going to start from scratch by clicking on Create Workflow. Okay, so I'm going to give a name to this workflow. How about Google Calendar to OneNote? And let me just click on Create. Of course, you can give any name according to your discretion. It's totally up to you. So when you click on Create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. So basically, we are going to create a new workflow. Now, if you directly want to access this workflow, you can clone the template using the link which I have shared in the description box. So in the Choose app, how about we make it as Google Calendar, because we want to send the data from Google Calendar. That is why. Google Calendar. Okay. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new event? Okay, so new event is a trigger event. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger event? Trigger is basically a if statement. It asks a question, if this condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new event is created in Google Calendar, then what action should be taken by the system? Now we do have a ton of trigger events like new calendar, event started, event updated, and so on. Now, in case if you want more trigger events, all you have to do is just approach the help section, and when you click on the help section, you will be directed to Pabbly forums. So this is Pabbly forums, and all you have to do is just make a request that you want such and such triggers. Okay, so let me just take you to Pabbly Connect, and let me just click on Connect. In the new credentials, let me just click on Connect with Google Calendar. Okay, so as you can see, we have a series of Gmail accounts. Now, I'm going to select this particular account. Okay, so I'm going to create an event in this calendar, in the calendar located in this account. So I have selected it. Okay, so it is trying to load. Okay, so let me just press allow. Okay. Yeah, so the authorization is successful. Just press OK. So as you can see in the calendar, it is showing priority dates. So when we expand this, these are all the calendars that is present in this account. Okay, so these are all the Google calendars that is present in the account, in my account. So for your consideration, let's imagine, what if I create a new calendar? So I'm just going to create a new calendar. So the name of the calendar is Task Schedule. Okay, and let me just click on Create. Okay, so the calendar is getting created. So the idea is that if we create a calendar here, it will be reflected in Pabbly Connect. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just taking you back. Okay, and for once I'm just going to refresh this. So when we refresh this, I can expect to find this newly created calendar in the drop down. So yeah, we do have the calendar that is task schedule. Okay, so when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch the data of the recently created event in Google Calendar. Now, let me just show you. Let me just click on save and send test request. Now we haven't created any event. So that is why it is showing the response as nil. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we are going to select the calendar. Okay, so let me just uncheck this checkbox. And this is the calendar that is task schedule. And we are going to make an event for, let's say, the Friday of June 14th. Okay, so we are going to schedule an event. Okay, so the event name is Macintosh Windows Macintosh version update. So, and the person I will be handling this charge will be Bill Gates. Okay, so how about a guy called as Lucen William? We can't afford Bill Gates. Okay, so we don't want any conference. So I'm just canceling this. And the location, so this location, the office is located in, let's say, Japan. Okay. So this is the guest that is, this is the person that will be updating my Macintosh. And this is the title of the event, Macintosh version. And it will be held on Monday, June 14th. Okay, so let me just click on save. Don't send. Okay, so the event has been created. So let me just take you to Pabbly Connect and let me just click on save and send test request once again. So this time it will definitely give some results. So as you can see, we do have the event details. So this is the summary, that is Macintosh version update. And then we have the email. So this is not the email. Okay. Yeah, so this is the email of Lucen William, that is fordmotors123@gmail.com. And we have the, of course, the start date as well as the end date. Okay, that is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Okay, and the area where my office is located is Japan. So using all these details, we are going to create a note in OneNote. So let me just click on this plus button. Okay, so when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. This is called as the action window. So in the choose app, I'm just going to type OneNote because we want to create a note in OneNote. That is why. Now in the action event, how about we make it as create HTML note in section. Okay, so create HTML note in section is an action event. We do have many more action events like create image note, get page details, and so on. Now, just like the triggers, if you want more action events, just approach Pabbly forums and make a request that you want so and so action events. So let me just take you back to Pabbly Connect and let me just click on connect. In the new credentials, let me just click on connect with OneNote. Okay, so it is trying to sign in. Okay, so just give it some seconds, just a matter of time. So as you can see, a set of blanks has appeared in front of you after authorization. So in this blank, we have a note. So it is already displaying my note. So this is because other than my note, we have a ton of notebooks. That is my second book, new task, and resume. So these are all the notes we have, notebooks we have. So let me just show you my note, new task, resume, and my second book. Now I just want to create a note in my notebook. So I'm selecting this one. Now in the section, it is showing quick notes. So I'm keeping that way, quick notes it is. Now the title will be basically the title of the event. Okay, so this is the title of the event, Macintosh version update. Okay, so this will be the title of the event. Now in the content, we can also add the rest of the detail, like something like, how about name or email of the person who is going to update. Okay, so it will be updated by a guy called as Ford Motors. Okay, and location. Okay, so we are just going to map in the location. So the location was Japan. Okay, so we have mapped it. So we have mapped the email and the location. Now coming to the date and time, I'm just going to enter the date. Okay, so it was created on this particular date, or should we enter the start date? Okay, so we are just going to enter the start date and time. Okay, so at this point, we have entered sufficient detail to create a note in Notebook in OneNote. All we have to do at this point is just click on Save and Send Test Request. So let me do that. Okay, so the API response is showing the data has been sent. So let me just take you to OneNote. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to refresh this. Okay, so my OneNote is getting refreshed. Okay, so as you can see, after a delay of 1 minute, we have definitely got the result, Macintosh version update. This is the email and this is the location. Excellent. So the presence of this note shows that we have successfully integrated Google Calendar and OneNote with help of Pabbly Connect. Now, before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So here I'm just going to minimize the action window and I'm going to minimize the trigger window. So basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Google Calendar to Pabbly Connect and then you have integrated Pabbly Connect to OneNote. So now there's a perfect flow of data between Google Calendar and OneNote. Excellent.
Hello everyone, this is Akib Javed, welcomes you all on Pabbly. So guys, in this video you are going to learn how to create Google Calendar events on Google Forms submission. Okay, so guys, before I start explaining to you how we are going to do this, let me tell you why you should watch this video. So guys, if you opt this method that I'm about to tell you, it will save your time and it will improve your efficiency. It will help you to manage your time and work properly. Okay, so how? Let me tell you. Suppose that you are a person who needs to do meetings and you need to meet a lot of people, okay, for business purpose or for working purpose. So you use Google Calendars to keep the track of your work. So you create events here to see which meeting you have to attend in near future, what is your schedule for the upcoming week, right? Now, whenever you want to conduct a meeting or you want to attend a seminar or anything else like this, you create an event here in your Google Calendar. But what generally you do, you receive an information, you receive an intimation from anywhere that you have to attend the meeting, you have to create a meeting. You come manually here in Google Calendar and create a meeting manually. But guys, there is a chance that you miss out something. So what you started doing, you have created a form here in Google Forms and shared this forms link to anyone with whom you want to conduct a meeting. Okay, and whenever that person submits this form, you are going to receive the details of that meeting, and you will come here on Google Calendar and create a meeting to keep the track of your work. But guys, if you have many things more to do besides these things, this manual process can consume a lot of your crucial time and energy. So we have a better way for you. What if I tell you that as and when you receive a new form submission about any meeting that you have to attend, a Google Calendar will get automatically created. Okay guys, this can happen. And to make this happen, I am using a software here called as Pabbly Connect. So guys, Pabbly Connect is an integration and automation software, and what it will do, it will connect these two applications together such that whenever you receive a new form submission about any upcoming event, the same event get automatically created here in your Google Calendar, right? And the best part of making this automation guys is that you will not require any coding skills or programming knowledge. So any non-technical person can also make this automation. And now let me give you a demo on my screen of how this automation or connection between Google Forms and Google Calendar is going to work in real time. So guys, this is my computer screen, and here you can see I have this Google form created to submit the details of any upcoming event, meeting, seminar or anything that I want to attend. Okay. So whenever anyone fills this form and submit, I am going to have the details of that future event here in a Google Sheet, and accordingly a new event get automatically created here in my Google Calendar. Okay. So let me show you. I'm going to fill this form here and let the event's title be. So I have filled the event title as Annual General Meeting, and I have given the start date as 22/11/2021, and the meeting will be started at 11 o'clock. End date is the same. On the same day it is going to end at 4 p.m. Okay, and I have written a small description here. Okay, now I'm going to submit this form here. Okay. So the response has been recorded, and this response we get here in this Google Sheet spreadsheet like this. And let's check in our Google Calendar if the same event created here or not. So you can see, now let's check in our Google Calendar if the same event is created here or not. And you can see at 22 of November, we have this meeting, annual general meeting. And the description is this is an annual general meeting of our company. Okay, the timing is 11 to 4. Okay, so this is the same meeting that we have received here, the details we have received here, and it is automatically created. Now you guys are wondering how I managed to bring this data here and create a meeting automatically. So let me give you the easiest possible steps by which you can also make this automation. So guys, these are the 3 easy steps by which you can also make this integration and automation between Google Forms and Google Calendar. So step 1 is connect Pabbly Connect to Google Forms with the help of webhook URL. So first of all, we are going to open Pabbly Connect, and with the help of a webhook URL, we are going to connect our Google Form with Pabbly Connect. And step 2 says collect the data from Google Forms in Pabbly Connect. So in second step, we'll submit a new form and collect the data from the form submission here in Pabbly Connect. And step 3 says send the same data to Google Calendar to create a new event. Okay. So after receiving the data from Google Form submission here in Pabbly Connect, we are going to send the same data here on Google Calendar to create a new event. Okay. So first of all, let's jump back to our step 1 and open Pabbly Connect. So in your internet browser, type here Pabbly, that is pabbly.com. Okay, so this is the landing page of Pabbly. From here, you have to put your cursor on this products icon and click on Pabbly Connect. Okay, now you can set up your free Pabbly Connect trial account in just 2 minutes by clicking here on sign up free button. I have already done this, so I'm going to click on sign in directly. And from this all apps section of Pabbly, you have to come on Pabbly Connect panel and click on access now. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect, and to start working here, you have to create workflows like these. So to create a workflow, you just have to click here on create workflow button, and here you have to give a relevant name to a workflow. So let me fill the name here. So I have filled the name as send Google Forms data to Google Calendar to create an event. Okay, now click on create here, and your workflow will be created like this, and you will find here these 2 things. First, the trigger and the action. So Pabbly Connect work on these things. The trigger says when this happens, action says Pabbly Connect do this. All right, as in our use case, the trigger would be a new form submission from Google Forms, and the action would be is to create a new event in Google Calendar according to the data of the form submission. Okay, so first of all, click here on this trigger window, and from this choose app, you have to choose the application as Google Forms. Okay, and here in this trigger event, select new response in spreadsheet, and it will generate this URL. So this is called as a webhook URL, and by using this, we are going to connect our Google Form with Pabbly Connect. Okay, so you can follow these instructions written here. Let me show you how it's going to be done. So click here on this copy and go to your Google Form. So this is our form, and we have attached a spreadsheet here. So collect the data. So this is our spreadsheet. Okay, here we are collecting the data. So here you need to click on this extensions option, then go to add-ons and click on get add-ons. And this Google Workspace Marketplace will open up. From here you have to search for Pabbly Connect webhooks option. Okay, and you have to install this Pabbly Connect webhooks here in your spreadsheet. Okay, so you can see it is showing already installed here, so I do not need to install it again. So once you install this here, you have to refresh your Google Sheet first. Okay, so this is an important step. After installing the Pabbly Connect webhooks, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. Okay, after this, when you click on this extensions again, you will find this Pabbly Connect webhooks option readily available here. So from here you have to click on this initial setup, and here you will find these two fields, the webhook URL and the trigger column. So in the webhook URL field, you have to paste the copied webhook that you have copied from Pabbly Connect. Okay. And in this trigger column, you have to enter the final data entry column or the last column that you have in your spreadsheet. Okay. So guys, in our spreadsheet, the last data entry column is this G column. So we are going to put a G in that field. Let me show you. I'm clicking on extensions and on Pabbly Connect webhooks initial setup. Okay, so here in this webhook URL field, let me first paste the copied webhook like this, and here we are going to put G. Okay, now when I click here on send test button, the data of the first row that we have in spreadsheet will be delivered as a test data to Pabbly Connect. Okay, and here in Pabbly Connect you can see it is started showing waiting for the webhooks response. Okay, so let me click here on send test, and the test data sent successfully. It is written here, right? Let's check in Pabbly Connect if the data is captured, and you can see the data is already here like this. Okay, so this is the data of the first row that we have in spreadsheet. Now click on submit here. Okay, and after this click on extensions and go to Pabbly Connect webhooks again and click on this send on event button. Okay, so by clicking on send on event, what will happen whenever you receive a new submission here, a new row will be added and the data of the new row will be automatically delivered to Pabbly Connect. Okay, so we got the data here like this. Now what we want to do, we want to create this according to this data a new event here in our Google Calendar. So to create an event here in Google Calendar, what we need a title, and we need a start date, okay, and end date, right, and the description and location. All these fields we needed. Okay, so first of all we need the start date and the end date together, right? So we have these things here, start date, start time here. So we need to convert, we need these two things together, start date and time. Okay, so click here on the section window, and from this choose app, choose date time formatter. Okay, and here in the section is tab, select this format date with time zone option, then click on connect. And here in this date field, you have to enter this date, this start date written here. Okay, so I am clicking on this. When you click here on date field, it will show this Google Forms option. Click on this Google Forms and you will find the start date here written like this. Map it and then put a space. And now we are going to map the start time also, because we also need start time to create an event in Google Calendar. Okay, now I am going to attach these two things, okay, in this format. It is written here from which format we want to convert. So this is the format we got, and in two format we have this. So we will convert this date and time, attach this date and time together in this format. Okay, and here from time zone, you have to select our time zone, which is the Asia Kolkata time zone. Here we have Asia Kolkata. Okay, and in two time zone we want to have Asia Kolkata also. Okay, so we'll got the time in Asia Kolkata or IST time zone format. Okay, now click here on save and send test request, and you will see that date and time that we have separated has attached together like this. Okay, 22/11/2021 and 10 a.m. and you can see we have this 22/11/2021 10 a.m. Okay, plus 5:30 means it is Indian Standard Time. Now we need to attach the end time and end date also like this. So you just have to clone this step again. From here, click on this clone step option and click on clone now. So the step is cloned successfully, and we have another step here. And in this step, we need to change these two things only. The start date, in place of the start date and start time, we are going to map the end date and end time. Okay. So you'll find the end date and time from this Google Forms option. We have this end date, map it, put a space, and then map end time also. Okay. Now you just have to click here on save and send test request, and we got the date and time in this format attached like this. Okay. Now it is time to create a new event in Google Calendar. For that, click here on this plus icon, and from this choose app, choose the application as Google Calendar. Google Calendar, this is it. And here in this action event, you have to select create an event option. Then click on connect, and from this window select add new connection. Then click on connect with Google Calendar. And from this window it will ask for the email ID by which you have created the calendar. Select that Gmail account. Okay. Then give the required access to create an event. Click on continue. Okay, and you can see the authorization is successful here and started showing connected. Now it is asking in which calendar you want to create the event. So we have all these calendars you can see, and the calendar we are using is this Ashi Rai. Okay, so you have to find this calendar here in Pabbly Connect in this field. So you can type the name Ashi. Okay, this is it. It is showing the email ID. Select it. Now it is asking for the title of the event. Okay. So in this title field, we want to enter the title of the event as you can see according to the data we have received. The event's title should be live presentation. Okay. So we can map this data here. Click on this title field, click on Google Forms and click on event title, and the title is mapped here. And also you can map the description. Click here, click on Google Forms, and you will find the description here like this. Map it. And we do not have the location, so I'm leaving it blank. And the start date time, you can see here we have to put the start date time together in this format. You can see that's why we have converted the time by this step date time formatter like this in this format. Okay. So this is why we have applied this step and converted this time into this format. So now we are going to map this date time here in this field. Click here, click on this second option, date time formatter, and this is the start date time. Click on it. And for end date time, click here, click on this third number date time formatter and map this end date time. Right? And select your time zone, which is Asia, Kolkata. This is it. And the visibility of the event you can make private or public as you wish. I'm making it public for now. And in this guests field, you can enter the email IDs of the guests that are coming in this event. Okay. So you can do it manually. You can type the email addresses manually here, or if you add the details of the invitees here in this spreadsheet, or if you ask the email IDs of the persons who is going to attend your event here in this form. Let me show you the form. You can add the questions for this email IDs. Then you will get the email IDs here, and you can map the email IDs here in Pabbly Connect. For now, I do not got the email ID, so I'm manually putting an email ID here. Okay, like this. And now when I click here on save and send test request, according to this data, a new event will be created here in our Google Calendar. So I am clicking here on save and send test request. And you can see we got this type of response. The status is confirmed and the event is created at this time and date. Let me show you. The start time 22/11/2021 and end time 23. Let me show you in my Google Calendar. And you can see at 22 November, we have this live presentation event created. Okay. So this is when I open this, you'll find this description presentation for stake owners. The start date and time here as this 22 November is the start date, 23 November is the end date. So according to the data that we have captured and mapped here in Pabbly Connect, a new event is created. Okay. So our workflow is completed now. Let me give you a quick recap what we have done here. So first of all, in this trigger window, we connected our Google form in which we are receiving the data with the help of this webhook URL. Okay. Then we captured the data by filling the form again like this. Then we converted the date and time and attached them together in this format with the help of datetime formatter. Okay. Then we cloned this step for the end time and end date and mapped the end time and end date and attached them together in this format. Because we needed these start dates and start time here when I attach the Google Calendar like this, and we in the start date time and the end date time we mapped the converted dates like this and mapped the data that we have. And when I click here on save and send test request, you have seen a new event is created here in my Google Calendar like this. Okay. So now now you just have to click on save here, and we are going to paste the link of the same workflow in the description so that you can clone it in your own free Pabbly Connect trial account and start running this automation instantly. So guys, this is it for today's video. If you want any other type of integration, you can contact us at admin@pabbly.com. You can ask your queries and discuss it from this forum and check the pricing of this software from this link. And guys, as we did today, you can make many different type of integrations using many different softwares by Pabbly Connect and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. So guys, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much for watching this video.